What's going on, y'all? We're about to check out this video from the More Pegasus channel, and it's going to be about Hasan and a few other people, if I'm not mistaken. Let's get straight into it. I want to see what's going down. Shout outs to Pegasus. We'll have to rewind that back.
Welcome back to a series, so Yahoo! Even the boy Mario subscribed. In today's video, Asmongold has responded to Hasan obsessing over his viewership, accusing him of view-botting. He calls him insecure and jealous. A new channel has popped up on the top of Twitch with 200k viewers. It's a bunch of British guys openly admitting they are view-botters. They're accusing Asmongold of missing last month's payment of $50,000 and exposing him for allegedly view-botting. Hasan...
Why would they publicly say that? If Asmongold really did pay for viewbots, why would the company come on there and say that publicly, knowing it's against terms of service? They got to be trolling.
Eating this story up, instantly believing them despite them clearly being trolls. Hasan pulls up their stream and to his surprise, they turn around and call him a terrorist. The viewbotters successfully drop Asmon's views from 100k to 50k, but can't seem to go below that. Hasan is instantly skeptical, saying there's no way Asmon could have 50k real viewers. He somehow finds a way to blame sloptubers, aka me, saying that everybody hates him now because of watching YouTube drama and getting their politics from YouTube drama. Again, your clips, pal. Hasan is back glazing North Korea again. You cannot make this shit up. Asmon has called out Hasan for his take on Cuba while he was crashing out over singer Camila for speaking out against a dictatorship. After the backlash,
the girl that was a part of Fifth Harmony? Why do I know that? I probably shouldn't know that.
Hasan is interviewing a totally non-biased Cuban journalist, saying communism is good, guys. Subscribe or Hasan ditties your Piker. Don't even ask me what that means. You're simply cooked.
Let's up those numbers!
Now let's begin. Right, welcome back everybody to Unemployed News here at 5. So, quick context if you missed last episode, basically Hasan was crashing out over Asmongold's...
Why do I know that? I don't know. I feel like I pay attention to drama in every field. And I believe that Fifth Harmony had a huge drama when they broke up. And I think that girl went solo. Plus she has a song that I actually like. Can't remember the name of it. Can't remember the name of it. I can tell you the melody. Don't know the name of the damn song. Pretty catchy. Right, but that's probably why I know that off the top. I can start telling you K-pop drama. I'll be paying attention to a lot of the news within that sphere.
Viewership, and he was crying about viewbots for about an hour, saying that Asmon is actually irrelevant and his entire viewership is just bots, right?
Asmon with 100k viewers, Hasan with 20k. You might be an Asmongold fan. You're that stupid, most likely. Dude, he's dominating you. He's dominating you right now. He's view mocking you. Are you guys actually mentally disabled? Like, unironically, are you medically stupid? What's going on?
And then, ironically, he proceeded to get botted himself, and he got up to 350k viewers. Totally real, obviously. And then he completely changed the narrative, saying that it's a conspiracy by his ops in order to get him banned on Twitch for view botting. Some real mental gymnastics there.
Oh, now we're getting botted. Look at that. The same bots that were botting Asmongold are now botting my ass. 40,000 viewers. Oh my God. How strange. How strange that I brought up the very obvious, malicious, flagrant botting going on, only to get botted myself.
So Asmon has responded. Asmongold claps back after Hasan pulled down.
Yeah, I wouldn't have looked it up. I'm right. That's crazy. She is a part of that group, Fifth Harmony. And the song that I was talking about was called Havana. That's a catchy ass song. But anyway,
down his pants. Okay, sorry. Pulled up his stream stats and accused him of botting. Asman also started laughing after finding out Hasan is losing 7 followers an hour. Meanwhile, he's gaining 157 followers an hour.
Also, like, look at his follower count. So, like, I'm getting 400 followers, I guess 157 an hour, right? I'm gaining 157 followers an hour. Hasan is losing 7 followers an hour. So, like, I mean, you see this looks pretty bad. He's live and I'm live, and he has my fucking Twitch tracker statistics, analytics going over my graphs. I don't think that
that's like some obsessive ass ish going on. Some envious, weird ish. Ain't you a political streamer? Like, what that got to do with anything?
ever seen a person be as openly jealous and envious as Hasan.
Yeah.
Like, I've never seen a person be so openly jealous, envious, and insecure. It's actually impressive. Like, in a way, I kind of respect it, right? Because, like, you're really wearing your heart on your shoulder. If you're not feeling like you're the good boy or you're the special boy, you are crashing out in front of everybody. And it's like, that's exactly it. Yes, you're seething in front, like, oh my God, who does this? He has this, like, I think that he has like an inferiority complex about this, where it's like, okay, well, if this person's getting way more views than I have, that means that they're right and I'm wrong. Like, this is how do you think like this? There's like, this is what Twitch chatters in like 2017 thought. You're a grown ass man. How do you think like this? It's so stupid.
20K are on busy days like 32K, which is legit numbers. Wait, no, I'm not at fucking 20K.
So you're a grown ass man. No, that's facts though.
Hey,
I'm not at 20K. I'm not at 20K.
no,
Oh
I'm
my
at
God.
30 to 40K.
I'm at 30K.
Okay,
30
calm down.
40K. No, Jesus. I have never seen a person be so openly insecure. And especially considering Hasan's very successful. I've never seen a person as successful as him be so openly insecure. This is amazing.
Dude, I don't know how he does it. How does Hasan manage to be the most miserable person ever, bro? This guy could have like $1 billion and still not be happy. Legitimately just crying every single day nonstop. And I'm so shocked.
It's because he wants to be the richest, right? He wants like power, which is crazy because he's supposed to go against that, right? But he wants power. He wants the popularity. He wants to be famous. He wants everything that a socialist should not want. He wants the money.
Guys, just like Kaya, of course, the guy who actually threatens his own life in his Discord if his viewership goes down. He's actually really sensitive about viewership, guys. We didn't know this. I honestly thought Hasan was a guy completely unaffected by the internet.
How can I be okay? I hate all of you!
And I feel like now I know why Hasan isn't a YouTuber, right? Because on YouTube, if you go to the analytics, basically they give you this 1 of 10 shit where they rank your last 10 videos, right? And that's instantly on your feed. And they're basically spamming these red down arrows, right? Even if you're a YouTuber who does really well, you have 10 banger videos, the 11th one will still be a red arrow because it's comparing to the last 10, right? So you would
Yeah, I ain't going front. It does get annoying if you're trying to follow, I guess, the rule of trying to get a number 1 every time. You're not going to do that. Someone with low self-esteem would lose their damn mind trying to upload videos.
have to continually get more views until the end of time, right? Which nobody can basically do. And if Hasan ever saw that, he would probably off himself, right? Like, that's how sensitive he actually is, which is why he just stays on Twitch. And then he has like his editor basically upload everything. But yeah, at this point, it's getting so embarrassing because he unironically
I need to get me an editor. You ain't going to be uploading, but if I get me an affordable editor, I'm with it.
frantically checks Asman's analytics. You know, people are usually checking their own analytics. Oh my God, how am I doing? Hasan goes and checks Asman's viewers. Like, dude, and it's in public. He ain't doing this off stream. He really sits there and goes, oh my God, today I'm getting close. If we just remove the view bots, surely I'm just as popular. Okay, buddy, back to the nursing home. There is no Asman Gold. You're 80 years old and you're schizophrenic. Trust me, he doesn't exist. Imagine degrading Asman over and over for his looks, opinions, only to discover that the general public finds Asman way more engaging, entertaining, and thoughtful, and then crashing out over and over. That's the thing, like,
Asman Gold is 100% more entertaining than Hasan Piker. He's more entertaining than a lot of these streamers, actually. I'll watch Asman Gold before I watch Pokimane, Hasan Piker, Mizkif. The hell does Miss Kiff even do besides yell at the screen? I don't know. Hasan kind of do the same thing.
Anyone next to Hasan sounds like a reasonable person. Asbin could be a deranged lunatic for all I know, but he would still be reasonable in front of Hasan because he's just that fucking crazy. Hasan.
You say, you know, Hasan should go after Mr. Beast for being more popular. I'm sure it will work. That would be crazy. And he probably would. He probably has, if he hasn't already.
His biggest problem is this.
Nah, he tries to like kiss up to people that's more popular. He's trying to kiss up to iShowSpeed recently.
Listening to random people in chat when they come from other streams to try and piss him off. That's the only reason Asbin's name was brought up yesterday. Okay, come on. Now this is extremely naive. Someone clearly hasn't been watching the legendary series. Okay, Hasan picks the chatters. Okay, you realize this, right? There's a billion chat messages. He specifically picks the Asmongold messages because he wants to bring him up. Okay, he needs to find an excuse to pull down his pants. Okay. I need to stop.
The fuck?
Yeah.
You nasty fam, you nasty. You nasty fam, you nasty. You nasty fam, you nasty. You nasty fam, yeah. You know your name.
Talk about him, right? ASD, Asmongold derangement syndrome. I like, unironically, he could get diagnosed. Moving on to the viewbotters, apparently
Hasan more of a capitalist than a socialist. 100%. 100%. Most of these content creators are actually, especially within the live stream field.
exposing themselves. So it turns out a random channel popped up on the top of Twitch with 200k viewers, and it's just like a bunch of British guys admitting that they are the botters. And the fact that they can just do this on stream just shows how completely
You pretended Hasan didn't exist. Is that clip out? Let me see. I would love to see that. That'd be funny as hell. iShowSpeed. Remember, Hasan was calling himself Hasan Show Speed, right? Dumbass name. Ignores Hasan. Let me see if that pops up. Damn, they got him ignoring Sneeko. They got him ignoring. Wait, Hasan walked up on him at the award show? Leave him alone, nigga. Like, Hasan uploaded a whole video with him trying to talk to Speed. Leave him alone, bro. Hasan is such a meat rider, bro. I'm telling you, if I went to a streamer event or like a YouTuber event, I probably wouldn't talk to nobody. I probably wouldn't go. I wouldn't go. I don't want to go to no award show. It was at the Streamer Awards a few months ago. He tried to get a collab. I never looked at him. Get out of here. Let me see. Is that the clip that's going around? I hate when I try to pull shorts up. Because shorts don't be fucking loading up on my desktop like that, which I hate. I hate that. It does not load up on my desktop correctly. I don't know if that happens to everybody, but whenever I try to watch a short on YouTube, it does not load up. I got to do like some MacGyver type of thing to see it. Let me see. Hold on. Give me a second, guys. I'm going to try to pull it up. And then I'm going to pull it on the screen for everyone to look at. Wait, what? Okay, I might not be able to do it. It's not letting me do it. Wow. Okay. Yeah, see, that's why I hate shorts. I hate trying to watch a short on YouTube, bro. That joint be acting mad wonky. It's like they trying to say, nigga, if you ain't on the phone, we ain't showing it. Like, come on, let me, okay, I got it. That took too long. No, we're going to pull up the other video back in a second, guys. I just want to load up this iShowSpeed moment. so we all can see it.
My God, listen, I DM'd you the other day to tell you how much I appreciate you. You are fantastic. I think you're doing a phenomenal job. I love your evolution.
You got some eye show speed on your chin, Hasan. Wipe it off. Like, damn. Whoa, he's giving him the craziest.
Obviously, free Palestine all the way.
Yes, sir.
The last time I think you were worried about donating to my charity that I was putting together for Syria and Turkey.
Oh yeah.
This nigga trying to get some money. I ain't trying to see this. This nigga trying to get some money out of him. Yo, he's so fake. I'd have told him get away from me. I'm like, get your ass away from me, sir. Like, I do not want no parts of that.
Incompetent Twitch actually is. They are literally doing jack shit as their platform is being hijacked. Dan Clancy quite literally jacking it as we speak. So they basically started exposing everyone, and now they're accusing Asmongold of not paying them $50,000 as last month's payment for the ViewBots. So they're saying that Asmon pays $50K a month for ViewBots. Now pretty much anybody can guess that's a load of bullshit, obviously, but Hasan here immediately just goes with it and he's creaming himself.
Confession, 188,000 viewers. Asmongold, 106,000 viewers. What the fuck's happening? I don't even want to click on that because I feel like there's some fuck shit going on there. But these are the botters, allegedly. Why are they botting? Chatters were saying it's the botter exposing Asmon. Wait, why were they botting me too then? Twitch sending me a notice that your stream is taking off. Wait, what? Twitch sent a notification? To your point, Twitch just sent me a notification telling me about an uptick in viewership. Oh my God, this is how they game the system, is an automated notification. So Twitch's internal system unironically rewards people who are fucking botting, even if it's someone else botting their fucking channel. This website is so fucking busted, dude.
Aiden's career, we've been growing up with these like streamers' careers for like years, and Asmon stopped paying us. Mainly Asmon, we've really been doing Asmon. Asmon's been our main guy who's been feeding us for like years, and he's basically stopped. And
why would they come on here and say that to the public? Like, that's crazy.
It happened because we
I don't
finished
believe it. Yeah, this is definitely either a troll or fake.
argument when the bot bugged out, and he wanted us to view bot other streamers as well, so it doesn't look like it was just him. And then he stopped paying us, and now the final invoice is like 50 grand, and like he hasn't paid that. It's like monthly recurring bills, and this month is 50 grand. He's not paying it.
Lying, they're just botters. How do you think I make money botting, bro? It's fucking. What is the point of making a view bot unless I'm selling views?
Wait, so they're just
Not a lie. You want me to? We're view botting him right now. Look at how many views this idiot has. He has 100,000 views. We moved those views from this channel to his channel right now. We did that like 5-10 minutes ago, or I mean 6-7 minutes ago, something like that.
I don't get it. So they're just like straight up leaking all this shit. So where will this information go?
Oh my God, just look at Hasan's chat there. Instantly believing every single word out of these random fucking guys' mouth, right? Random British guys are like, oh yeah, Asmongold's totally botting. He didn't pay us the $50,000 and now we're exposing him. I mean, just a little bit of critical thinking would go a long way here, right? First off, let's take every scenario, right? First off, let's assume that, okay, Asmon is the one actually view botting himself, right? Why would he not just continue paying the 50K then, right? To him, he literally has infinite money. It's completely pointless to let these guys go.
Yeah, he's rich. Like, so why would he be like, yeah, nah, I'm gonna run out on the bill for that one, chief? That don't make any sense. Yeah, that sounds hella stupid.
On stream and expose you, right? If he's probably worth like 100 mil or some shit. Now, second off, and the more likely option, he's obviously not view botting himself. He doesn't need to. It's just random people doing it, right? And I don't really know if it's these British guys. They're obviously doing a portion of it right now, as we can see. They bumped him up to 100K, and they themselves have 200K viewers, which are obviously not real at all. Nobody just comes out of nowhere and gets 200K viewers. And also, they're openly admitting it on stream. But yeah, even just to shred of common sense thinking and you would know that this story doesn't track at all. And obviously the Hasan chatters are immediately like, got, they totally got him exposed. Literally jumping at anything. This is literally the source meme again, you know? Hasan source his chat source him or whatever the fuck he's listening to apparently. So then these British guys just randomly start naming a bunch of other streamers and they just sort of saw that Hasan is tuning into their stream. So they just started saying anything to get a reaction from him.
Careful, they're Nazis. They said Asmon not paying them makes him a Jew, so they might say some insane shit. Oh,
wow.
Shout out XQC, shout out H3H3 podcast. And
who else? And Sneeko. Shout out Sneeko. Sneeko. We love Sneeko. Sneeko's the realest one. Sneeko has never paid for V-Bots.
Sneeko didn't fold for the view bots.
Yes.
Sneeko didn't fold for the game.
Shout out Sneeko. Sneeko's the realest streamer ever. He's never paid for a view.
Wait. So this what? The company that apparently is providing bots to these streamers are shouting out certain streamers for not using their company. They working ass backwards. I don't know if they try. I don't think that they could be for real. I don't think that could be real at all.
I'll confirm that right now.
Even the dog is side eyeing them. Look at the dog.
Sneeko's the realest.
It's Kai. Look at Kai. Kai was like, wait, what?
Realest streamer ever. He's never.
Even the dog is side eyeing them like, huh? That don't make sense. That sounds crazy. It's because it is crazy.
Never pay for a viewbot. I'll confirm that right now. That guy never pays for a single viewbot.
What about Nick Fuentes? Nick Fuentes is he's a homosexual.
Yeah, that guy goes and dates with Chinese.
They knew you'd watch. They knew you'd watch, so they say this on purpose. They aren't showing receipts.
Hello?
Might be a
Yeah, they're saying a bunch of just craziness. Amazes me that his viewers are just believing everything these random people are saying with no receipts. That's because that's the way, I guess, it works in the world of the internet now, right? If you don't like somebody, you believe anything that someone says about them. And then if you like them, you don't believe nothing, even if it's true that someone says about them. That's how the internet works. And Hasan Piker's audience is full-fledged believers of that system. Me and my supporters don't do that dumb shit, but there's a lot of crazies like that. So if you say something nasty about Asmon Gold to Hasan fans, they will back it, support it, share it, post it on Twitter. It's crazy.
attention seekers or blackmail. We'll find out if they're lying or not. If they say I view bot, I want to. But it would help me realize whether they're lying about fucking Asmon Gold and everybody else or not.
Take these hypocrite, fuck Nick, and this cockroach muncher, and that terrorist Sanabi. These people are awful. These political streamers are all awful. They're all terrible people who don't stand by what they say. So if you take advice from these people, you're behind in life again.
I never learned how to eat with chopsticks. I refuse. I just don't want to. People are always offering to teach me. I don't want to do that. Even when I was in Japan, I don't want to. I'm cool. Like, just give me a fork. I'm all right. Give me a fork and spoon. And I don't want to use chopsticks. My older brother used to be eating with chopsticks. I'm like, hey, give me a fork, bro.
Absolutely, like sometimes you are so behind.
I'll take a fork.
People suck. Nick Fuentes sucks. Asmon sucks. And Sanabi's a fucking terrorist who spreads fucking.
You guys want to know something?
Right. So then they call Hasan a terrorist. So, unfortunately for Hasan, he saw that they were against Asmon Gold and exposing him. He instantly tuned in. He's like, oh my God, they must be on my side. And they call him a terrorist. I mean, it's just so poetic. So based on what they said, they seem to dislike everybody except Sneeko and H3H3. Now, that's a diabolical combination right there. I don't know how the fuck you possibly get to those combination of people.
That's an odd ass combination. That's like saying you like eating lemons with cheese. I love wrapping like a lemon with some cheese and I take Swiss cheese and I put it over an orange. That really bring out the flavor. That's odd as hell to me. So that's kind of like a weird combination. I'm the same way I refuse to learn. Word, just give me a fork. me a fork, bro. Like, I don't want to disrespect nobody's culture or nothing, but I'm cool. Just give me a spoon or a fork, bro. I'm telling you, when I went to restaurants in Japan, they were trying to give me chopsticks, and I was like, yo, you got a fork, bro? Just give me a fork. It's cool. Like, why am I trying to be fancy for? Nah, I'm all right. I'm gonna sit here struggling. Niggas want to be turning that into learning opportunities. Nah, I'm fine. Give me a fork, bro, or a spoon. I can even manage a spoon. I don't usually eat with spoons like that unless I'm having soup. But I'll eat it with the spoon.
People, how could you possibly like Sneeko and H3? I feel like they're pretty much polar opposites. It's kind of like when someone tells me that my favorite streamers are Hasan and Asmongold. It's like, how does that make any sense at all? Like, yes, you can listen to differing opinions, of course. You know, I personally watch a bunch of people I disagree with as well, just to, you know, have a bunch of different perspectives and widen my worldview, of course. But, you know, Hasan and Asmongold is kind of like pretty different, you know, pretty like polar opposites, I'd say. It's kind of like saying, I really like bright, dark rooms. It just like, what the fuck are you even on about at that point? I guess it makes sense if you're only in it for the trolls, right? You're just
hot ice cream. Tyra Banks is running around trying to sell hot ice cream. I don't know what that would taste like. I did try fried ice cream. That was delicious. I used to know a Chinese spot in the hood that sold fried ice cream for $1. Used to be bringing everybody over there. Yeah, you gotta try this shit, bro. I remember I brought my friend. He was like, fried ice? How the hell they fry ice cream? I'm like, yo, bro, trust me. You gotta taste this shit. Fried ice cream is good, but hot ice cream, that's the opposite. Is that even ice cream anymore? Wouldn't that be like a smoothie or something?
It's there for like, you're not even, you've turned your brain off, all right? Completely. But yeah, the thing I found most interesting about this is that Twitch literally watches this shit. Somebody taking a dump on their platform, becoming the #1 streamer, using purely view bots, admitting on stream that, hey, I am view botting. I'm literally view botting all these other people. And then they go, yeah, you know, seems fine. As of now, at least. Maybe they'll take it down later. I mean, obviously, they better. But how incompetent, bro. DJ Daniel Clancy is still gooning, bro. Brother, you got work to do. Come on. It's a 9 to 5, man. Come on, get up. Holy shit, press the ban button or something. You're trigger happy with that shit, but not when somebody's actually botting. So then in classic Hasan fashion, he just takes it at face value.
They're like weirdo Nazis, but they love H3 and they love Sneeko, but they fucking say I'm a terrorist. Like, how is that? How do you arrive at a worldview like this? Like, I don't understand. So, like, they hate me because I'm not like a denier. But Nick went.
He said, never heard of fried ice cream. That's a legitimate question. How the hell do you fry ice cream? No, I'm dead ass. That shit is delicious. A lot of like Chinese restaurants and Thai restaurants specialize in that shit. That joint tastes good. I forgot what was the first time I had it. I think it might have been at that damn Chinese restaurant in the hood. I don't know if they still exist, but I would go there just to get that damn ice cream. And I had a friend that lived like literally across the street. And I'm like, nigga, you never tried the fried ice cream from the Chinese restaurant? And he's like, what, nigga? How the hell you fry ice cream? And we walked in there. I'm telling you, $1. Nigga, I don't think if they still have it, it gotta cost like $5 a pop or something like that. But they would give you like a bowl of ice cream fried. You know how like a fried Oreo is? They would do that with a bowl, like a scoop of ice cream. If I'm lying, I'm dying, bro. Let me see. I'll pull up a picture and I'll show it to y'all.
This is a fucking denier, and they say he's like a gay Nazi. Actually, that low-key does.
I think it's the batter that you put it in the outside fries and the inside stays ice cream.
Does make sense though, because like his majority viewership is from Europe. I wonder if it's just like because the bots are from Europe.
Really good.
Yes, of course, guys. Asmon is simply botting from Europe, right? That's just how it works because they said so, right? Because some random British guys who are clearly violating the rules said so. Who are?
I'm gonna switch it. Yep, I know this is a side note, and people might not care, but for the people that never heard of this, they might be like, "What? That's a real thing." I haven't had it in years, but oh man, I'm craving it now. Fried ice cream. So yeah, just like how I described, I think it's the batter that they put it in. It's like it must be like very thick to where the heat doesn't get to the inside. So the outside ends up like crispy and crunchy. And then the inside is ice cream. That shit is delicious. I had it at a Thai restaurant, banging. And there was like a hood Chinese restaurant that used to sell it to for $1. And them shits was some of the best tasting shit I've had. And I'm telling you, after I brought my friend in, now he started bringing people. I go to visit him at his house. He over there eating fried ice cream. I'm like, see, y'all niggas is, y'all stole my style. I introduced y'all to fried ice cream and y'all lost your mind. Fried Oreos is pretty good too. I'm not mad at fried Oreos. It just don't taste as good as some fried ice cream. Said fried ice cream is real. If you're wondering how the hot oil creates a crust so fast the center doesn't melt. There you go. I'm telling you, it's real. Tastes real good too.
Clearly not trustworthy at all.
I was over there eating that shit, walking down the block. Like it's an apple or something. Just walking down the block eating that. And I was like, what you eating? Ice cream? They like, what? It's like a fried ball. I'm like, yep, there's ice cream inside, bro. I'm like,
no, actually, let's just listen to everything they said. You know, they also called Hasan a terrorist. So, I mean, if we're going to believe one thing, I mean, we might as well just believe all of it, you know? So anyways, then Hasan starts pocket watching Asmon's viewership again. I swear this guy checks it like 18 times a day. Not even a fucking like desperate guy on Tinder is checking his messages this much, bro. Like, god damn it, dude. So basically, these guys were trying to prove that Asmongold is paying them for the bots, right? So they tanked his viewership from 100K to 50K, right? So they were clearly the ones supplying those 50K bots, but they couldn't make it go lower, right? And then Hasan instantly becomes skeptical. So all this time he's like, oh yeah, no, these guys are totally telling the truth.
I'm gonna put you onto a hood secret. Chinese restaurants in the hood be selling everything sometimes, bro. Hamburgers, pizzas, pineapples. Like Chinese restaurants in the hood be getting very creative with what they sell to get customers in. But I remember the one in my hood when I was a kid, we used to go over there and get the cheeseburger and french fry special for like $4 from a Chinese restaurant. And they dad would be frying the burger in the back. Throw the shit on there, banging ass cheeseburger. But yeah, fried ice cream, all that.
But then instantly...
Shit, I remember there was one Chinese restaurant that had a Mexican restaurant inside of it as well. So you could order Chinese food or Mexican food, whichever one you wanted. My mom would get Mexican food when we got Chinese food.
He's like, oh wait, you can't drop it below 50K? You must be lying, because there's no way Asmon could have 50K real viewers. This is actually what gets him. This is what gets him on the train that, oh, they're actually trolls and they're obviously not serious.
Yes. So Twitch knows that these guys are doing this, and they just like took them out. I'm sure it'd be easy to post screenshots and sources of Asmon trying to buy bots. I wouldn't believe anything without proof. We're listening to the top channel on the fucking platform right now with 189,000 views as they're like quote unquote exposing Asmongold for buying bots from them. And Asmongold is ignoring it, which is he's like that's what I'm like confused by. Why the fuck is Asmongold ignoring this when they're like directly restreaming his stream? I don't think
he got a Palestine flag on his hat. Yo, this nigga, no, he don't. No, he don't got the Palestine fitted. That's hilarious, bro. I just noticed that. Did they custom make that for him? Wow.
I think Asmongold is, if they can only take out Asmongold down to like 40K, then he's not view botting.
I'd love to get a Bronx version of that. Yes, the Bronx has a flag. I would love to get a hat with a Bronx flag.
Or at least he's using, they took him
with a B.
They took him down to like 77K now, like right after they said they would. How is that channel not banned yet?
Yeah, that's his stuff.
Bro, we're just using buzzwords. Like, the fuck?
I gotta
Went down to 52K.
These guys are script kiddies.
You're slow stuff.
I wouldn't believe it unless he goes under 50. Yeah, he goes down to like 50K when they take the boss away. But that would still mean that he has like 50K real viewers, which I don't think is the case.
Oh my god, bro. This Omega Copium. Hasan, I'm sorry. You need to stop, bro. This is embarrassing. So essentially what he's saying here is that unless you take Asmongold's viewership below mine, I don't believe you. I don't believe that you're the botters. Unless you literally reduce his viewership below mine using your fucking fancy botting techniques, then I'm not believing you're the botter because there's no physically way possible that Asmon...
Yeah, his ego is crazy. Like Hasan's ego is through the roof.
could be more popular than me. Like, bro, I've never seen anything like this. This man might be the most pathetic man alive. Bro, how do you get this obsessed with viewership? What is wrong with you, dude? There is more to life than this. Go outside. I don't know what you're doing in your free time besides shocking your dog. Of course, that's like a regular part of his routine, kind of like brushing his teeth. You know, you just gotta shock your dog, right? But that's I genuinely feel like Hasan is the type of guy to go to like a family dinner and go, "Did you know I had 30K viewers last night? And get this, mom, Asmon only had 29K. I totally owned him. I totally."
He said, "And get this, mom." Damn, you go and talk to your parents about this. That's nuts.
Destroyed him and view mogged him. And then he pushes that dumbass cringe soundboard. Fa! Holy, an angel weeps every time he does that.
Yeah, I'm sub-mogging him pretty hard as the alpha Chad that I am. And hair mogging him. And also shower maxing. When you think about it. So. And
then mom's just like, "Eat the turkey, Hasan, and stop giving me death threats. I do own some properties. I am a landlord, and I don't appreciate you saying that I should die."
Let the streets soak in their fucking red capitalist bloods, dude.
Fucking weirdo. So then finally Hasan gets skeptical and goes, "We don't have proof, guys."
I don't know what people have against landlords. Let me get some money. Think I won't get some property? You out your damn mind. Just like, what? Like, oh no, you should just let people live there for free. Hasan not doing that. Hasan got a whole mansion. He's a millionaire. I don't see no one living on his floor. He ain't letting people sleep in his house.
Guys, we don't have proof that they are the botters. Just
meanwhile, my dumbass, when I was a teenager, got my first apartment. Everybody and their mama was in my house, nigga. I don't do that now.
Because they couldn't take Asmon's viewership even lower. Wow, man, took you long enough.
Right now, my assessment is that these guys just started botting Asmongold the other day, unless they had like verifiable proof, documentation, something like that. And especially if like Asmongold is like hasn't paid him like 50K or whatever, then there's no reason for them not to leak this shit, right? I think they're just advertising their bots, which by the way is crazy that Twitch has done nothing about it.
Asmon has been paying us and the invoices are behind us.
We're not advertising our bots.
You are a terrorist.
Bots, bro. We're
not advertising. This is not for sale. You're a moron and you're a terrorist. You are a terrorist. You should get deported.
Deported. My man said deported. Is your family Mossad bots? No, they don't like. They like Sneeko, so they're not like pro-Israel either. It's so funny hearing a British person go, "You need to be deported. You're a terrorist. You're a danger to America. As a British man, you're a danger to America." How dastardly. I'm shaking right now.
Okay, not gonna.
Yeah, acting like Jason Strand won't spin him back, kick making fun of his accent. You acting like Idris Elba ain't got them hands, nigga. Making fun of.
Well, that's like the first funny thing Hasan has actually done. That British accent is actually somewhat good. See, Hasan, you need to do more of this, lighten up a bit. There's more to life than views, than streaming, but you seem to just surround yourself by these sort of Hollywood cloud goblin type people like, yourself and, QT and all these other people. And you guys are so obsessed with viewership, you just stay perpetually miserable. And each time you try to compete with Asmongold, you're just comparing yourself to a guy that you can never beat. It's like a multi-millionaire complaining that, "Oh my God, these billionaires, oh my God, I'll never be as rich rich as a billionaire. Like, dude, who cares? Comparison is the thief of joy. Just enjoy life. Just accept the universal truth of this world that you'll never beat Asmongold. Move on, man. Who cares? As iDubbbz would say, get therapy or something. Anyways, so somehow he finds a way to blame sloptubers, right? And he says like these viewbotters are getting their politics from YouTube drama channels. So apparently everybody's just watching the legendary series, which is true. But I wouldn't say these people are getting their opinions from me.
But I think they just don't have any real political opinions at all. They're just being edgy and trolling. I still don't understand how the fuck Twitch hasn't done anything about it, which is pretty funny. The one time you don't spam the soundboard shaking my head. Yeah, it's the apolitical. I'm a politics understander. I'm a edgy centrist attitude demonstrated by people who don't actually have any real fucking real political worldview, real political opinions whatsoever. And they're just like, I watched a bunch of like drama accounts and that's how I developed my point of view.
Bro, how is this our fault?
Wow.
What the hell? What the heck did I do? Hasan, for the last time.
Make no sense. First of all, why does it always have to be about somebody's politics? Like, I'm not no damn teacher. If you want me to really start getting on my flow, I'll start telling people what I believe. Hasan would get mad as hell. Well, he'll probably pretend to agree with some of my points. He would probably pretend to. I definitely don't trust the government. But yeah, I don't think everyone has to be political. I'm not on the right or the left any way, shape, or form. And you can't blame content creators like me or Pegasus or people that cover drama or slop, whatever. You can't blame us for any kind of political decisions that anyone makes. I'm here for the entertainment. I'm here for the laughs. I'm here for the Fang Gang, which is my crew. That's what I call my supporters. Shout outs to the Fang Gang. But I'm not here for none of that other bull crap. Like, Hasan might be pretending to be here to change the world and all that, but that's just fake.
People organically hate you, okay? People are simply born not liking you. They come out of the womb, and their first words are not mommy or dada. It's fuck Hasan Piker. That's their first words, all right? That's just life, man. I'm sorry. You can't do anything about it. It's got nothing to do with apolitical YouTubers or drama centrists or whatever the hell you want to call us. Let me just set the record clear. I have no idea who these random British guys are or whatever, or these viewbotters. Just gonna make it clear, no affiliation whatsoever. But of course, Hasan is just gonna blame us for every single thing. It's like the new thing, right? He basically ran out of Israel's, right? His ultimate ability is on cooldown. It's like when Caseytron says incel 700 times in one statement. It's like, goddamn, she ran out of mana, right? She needs to cast something else. So here is Hasan pressing his fucking Q no cost ability, which is sloptubers. So then he says he wants to be in a lover's quarrel with his haters.
You know, do they actually think you're being paid by China? Doubtful, to be honest. It's just the shit they know to say to get a reaction, like you kill your dog, Lamau. Yeah, probably. But maybe they do. Maybe they legitimately think I get paid by China. I don't know. The thing is, that you're a terrorist is coming from your Iran take. No, I don't think that's what this is coming from. I think that's just what people have been saying for the last like 2 to 3 years. So many people that don't really care about politics in general have like watched these drama videos. That's why they kept saying, you platform terrorists, you platform terrorists. It's mostly from the Israel news cycle. And these guys don't even fuck with Israel either. I assume they don't even like Jewish people. So there's mostly people that get their takes from Reddit. I wish you had cooler ops. Yeah, sometimes I do too. That we could have like a lover's quarrel type situation, but my ops are so unwashed.
Nigga here, bro.
Yeah.
You nasty fam, you nasty. You nasty fam, you nasty. You nasty fam, you nasty. You nasty fam, yeah. You know your name. You
Nasty fam, you nasty. My bad. I forgot. It cuts off at that certain point. I was jamming to my own damn song.
Ops are so unimaginably unwashed and nasty and have the absolute worst fucking takes of all time.
Okay, bro. We all know what you mean by lover's quarrel. Bro
Yeah,
desperately
weird.
wants to get in bed with Asmongold. Bro wants
That's
to pull
facts.
down his pants. Sorry, this is the third time this video. I need to stop. I just need to stop. It's just I have to point out true love when I see it. Okay, it's really a beautiful thing. He simply
True
wants
love
to
is
get it
crazy.
on with his lover. We know, Hasan. We know this. You've told us the story repeatedly, over and over again. Old man yells at cloud. Anyways, here's
True love,
Hasan's
though.
YouTube comment section. I realize more and more every day how well adjusted I am and how much of a life I have. If you're a Hasan viewer, you don't. Oh, yes, I know this is a bot, but they copy other comments. All right, they copy other comments. They're Nazis. They might say something crazy immediately. Shout out XQC. Shout out H3H3. Shout out Sneeko. That's a dastardly combination right there. I don't know how you get to that, but all right. I don't know what is going on, and I feel stupid for even being here, as you should for being on a Hasan channel. These botter morons
That's
have
crazy.
Xbox 360 COD lobby politics. Yeah, so as someone from the UK, I'd like to apologize that one of our special kids got access to the internet. Sadly, political parties like Reform are creating these waste of spaces at an ever-increasing rate. Yeah, anybody from the UK, just let me know. Is that like the average person there, or like what happened? As a Brit, I can tell you it's a very odd British accent. It's either put on or he moved away to somewhere else when he was a kid. Too many inflections. No Brit says propaganda like that. I don't actually know, to be honest. I'm
a
still
fake
confused as to
accent?
what's happening here, and maybe that's for the best. Yeah, I have no idea like what they were trying to do with that. I think it's just a bunch of
Nasty
trolls.
thing.
Lamau H3H3 pays for ViewBot. I mean, it's just like, are you stupid or something? Do you just take anything anyone says at face value? He also said that Hasan is a terrorist, so like, you gotta believe both. You can't just pick and choose. These guys seemingly couldn't bring Hasan or Asmon below the normal concurrent viewers, so I think they were just doing some unsophisticated, over-the-top botting, either to change the conversation around Asmon's botting accusations or to try and get clout. Oh yeah, they were totally trying to protect Asmongold while literally accusing him of failing his 50K per month bot payment. Yeah, surely they were trying to protect him. Also, I find it hilarious that like they couldn't bring them below the normal viewers. So you're admitting his normal viewers is 50K. Even Hasan is gonna crash out at you. He'll probably ban you if you type this in his chat. Moving on to Hasan glazing North Korea. Again, bro. How many times? There's this tweet, North Korea's capital is in the midst of a massive construction boom, building a new city district some have called Pyongyang. I once thought the DPRK nuclear program was a waste and that Kim Jong-un should have focused on development instead. I can now recognize I was wrong. DPRK apology form to Kim Jong-un. The media convinced me they were crazy and evil. I did not understand why they needed nukes. I refuse to accept America as an imperialist. I didn't know they've never recognized Israel. Of course, Israel is in this. I don't know history or geopolitics. I believed Yeonmi Park. I will hereby respect North Korea. I will not talk down on a truly anti-imperialist, anti-Zionist nation. This fucking guy is glazing North Korea. Bro, like, what is wrong with you? Legit, just go there. Just go there. Yep, glazing North Korea is a new low even for you. It's not a new low. It's like a repeated low. He's done this multiple times. He thinks North Korea treats their citizens better than the US. It's actually crazy.
I love people in the chat who do still say like, oh my God, he's a genocidal dictator, dude. Like, please point to a dictator or just in general, a Western leader who is not also doing infinitely worse shit around the world, not just to their own citizens, but around the world.
Hasan is glazing nuclear proliferation. Dude, how much did China pay you? New public housing in North Korea. New public housing in North.
They probably gave him the bag in North Carolina. Oh, damn. That's crazy.
North Carolina. Please keep filtering out the liberals. It's at least entertaining, even if reading their replies actively causes me brain damage. The more you see the US doing US things, the more you appreciate this guy's rationale. I mean, they're just glazing dictators now. Like, I don't even know what to say, bro. They're so crazy. I still don't know if this is a bit or if Hasan really is this nuts. No, he's consistent with this. He supports anything that's anti-America, even if it's literally North Korea, bro. Like, I just can't think of a more ridiculous position to show how stupid Hasan is. All right, Hasan, go to North Korea. We dare you to. You don't like America, go to North Korea. If you check the...
Yeah, take your ass over there, bro. See how much you like it. See how you get to live stream over there. Did you forget what North Korean soldiers did when they went to Russia and got unrestricted internet for the first time in their lives? Damn. Damn. Hasan.
Replies in the tweet, you'll see an absolutely insane amount of support for North Korea from Hasan's fans. It's actually depressing. They might be the most privileged set of complete regards to ever exist, bro. Hasan will literally support every evil regime on this planet that isn't the Nazis. Well, I don't know. Don't count them out yet. You know, Hasan is, well, he'll find a way. He'll find a way. I heard he doesn't like Jews. Ethan responded, this is not funny or normal. Yeah, no, it's very normal to actually support North Korea. It's actually the most normal position on the planet, of course. And to claim like the media has brainwashed us into thinking that they're somehow oppressive or a dictatorship or evil. It's actually the most free place on earth. That's why they have a separate fucking internet. Politicians willing to go on Hasan's platform should be a litmus test. It should. It really should. He's simping for Kim. Nah. This might be a legitimate soundboard moment. I might steal one of his. Boom. He never fails me to amaze me with his insane takes. Shock. 2 damage to any target. Israel. Moving on to Asmongold responding to Hasan's Cuba take. Now recap, Hasan was crashing out at singer Camila for daring to speak out against dictatorships.
I like that one song.
Crashing out at singer Camila for daring to speak out against dictatorships, oppression, and communism. It's been 67 years of a failing dictatorship and an oppressive regime. Many people are starving, looking for food in trash heaps. The only way to survive is having relatives ship you boxes of medicines because not even the hospitals have medicine.
Camila Cabello raises awareness for the living conditions in Cuba. Yeah, that's the reason why the Cuban population is starving. What if spectacularly awful. What an insane statement, dude. I can't stand people that say stuff like this when it's like very clearly defending America. Yeah, it's because of the communism dictatorship. Like, what the dude?
Asmon reacts to Hasan going at Camila Cabello over Cuba.
Keep in mind, there's nothing that performative communists in America hate more than real people that have lived under communism. They hate them more than anything. They do, because there's nothing you could say. Because again, like, there's no argument against this or anything else. And yeah, this is just, it's embarrassing. It's so embarrassing that you're trying to degrade a Cuban. I don't know if she's a Cuban American, but you know, again, I mean, you know, if we had that system that I was talking about, she would be. And anyway, the fact is that yes, 100% it's a shithole over there. Do you think Che Guevara?
Yeah, I rock with Asmongold. He a real one. That's facts. I rock with Asmon. He keeps it super real. Big facts. Hasan is the person that's a piece of crap. I think Asmongold is extremely genuine.
And Fidel Castro were good guys? What are you, fucking retarded? What are you, an idiot? Are you dumb? No, they're psychos. Like, what is this? Is our mother is Cuban? I don't know. And so anyway, no, I don't know what the hell. And the thing is that you see, a lot of these people need to understand that Cuban Americans are some of the most American, most patriotic people in the whole country. Yeah, like, to say this is gross, like, it's just
most people that want to live under communism never lived under communism. That's facts. Most people, they don't know what it would be like. You need to wisen up, Conrad, because you wouldn't be able to do what the hell you do now. You think Hasan will be able to live stream under communism? You think he'll be able to do that? I don't believe so. The Roach King smacking down the proud, trying to take the throne will always be amazing. Does he actually like being called the Roach King? That's like a nickname he cool with?
What a sad thing to say, bro. Like, that's just embarrassing. Gangster. Like, you're getting upset about this, right? You just don't understand socialism like I do, says college freshman to a man who escaped socialism on a raft. Man, this is the one thing that they hate because it breaks the narrative. It's all about the narrative. It's all about the narrative. You making up a bunch of bullshit, lying about everybody. But at the end of the day, I think people know that it's bullshit.
Honestly, I think this is really unfair to Hasan. You guys don't understand. He was simply born this way. He was born a regod. He simply cannot help it. He has like a ticking time bomb in his heart. If he doesn't have...
Why you start spitting Lady Gaga bars, nigga? Like, You think I don't know Lady Gaga when I hear her? You think I don't know? I know. I know Lady Gaga when I hear her, nigga.
Have an unhinged crash out every single day
Born
about
this
some
way.
dumb shit, then he will spontaneously combust. It's a curse that's been put on him since birth. He simply must glaze communism and glaze dictatorships and glaze terrorists. It's like a deal with the devil. He simply cannot exist unless he does it. If he goes one day without being regarded, he will die. So can we really blame him, guys? I think it's time for us to be a little empathetic towards Diddy Piker. Cubans literally risked their lives crossing shark-infested waters on makeshift rafts to reach the West, fleeing oppression for a shot at freedom. Yet here we have Hasan Diddy Piker, I love that that's catching on, who's lived
Diddy
a life
Piker.
of privilege, telling not only Cubans, but also Venezuelans, my mother's family, and Iranians that their lived experiences are a lie. F him. So
Putting Diddy in between somebody's name is just funny as hell. I don't know why. I think they be trying to do that to Rampage Jackson too. Kind of nigga Rampage Diddy Booty Jackson. That nigga be getting mad as hell.
Ethan
bro.
responded as well, I'll never understand
blame
this
him.
type of arrogance or an audience that is comfortable with it, where the Camila head's at. And it's just Hasan saying, gross, gross, how dare you criticize communism? Especially when Hasan Peck is around. Hasan is a paid agent, it's so obvious at this point. No, he does this shit for free. Anyways, turns out Hasan got a bunch of backlash for this, so he decided to interview a Cuban journalist. Now, the funny thing about journalism in Cuba, this is the equivalent of interviewing a spokesperson for North Korea, right? You're really going to get the accurate representation of what's going on. There we got the Hasan Dick Rider account. Hasan just had on a Cuban journalist who's living in Havana right now. She directly contradicts Camila Cabello's post in terms of blaming the regime.
What do you say to people that are Cuban immigrants that now live in the United States of America and who still claim, like Camila Cabello did recently, that the real reason why the Cuban population is starving and the conditions are getting worse right now is not because of the starvation brought about by the American government, but instead about the quote unquote regime and its despotic and oppressive nature.
For people that doesn't understand Cuba, and believe me, like I know that US propaganda is really good. Like you just need to come back to Obama era. If you say that the sanctions doesn't any harm to the Cuban people, just come back to there. Let's ask the people, like the private business that was growing in Cuba and is still trying to grow and stay in Cuba. Let's ask them. And also, if the sanctions doesn't have any weight on this situation, why Cuban American politicians are talking about
Thank you, Jack.
the hunger?
He said, like the stream, like your mama taught you right. Facts. Big facts. Thank you, Jack. Word up.
Of a mother, of the suffering of a child that doesn't have medication as the price that Cubans who live in Cuba has to pay in order to get access to freedom.
Oh my God, Hasan, when Kim Jong-un's PR person tells people that North Korea is actually a utopia. Guys, look, he said it. He's a trusted journalist. Oh my God, he said it's a utopia. Look, I'm referring to the authorities here. Look, it's an actual qualified journalist. Why don't you understand? I mean, I just find it hilarious. The guy who questions every single thing any US politician ever says, as you sort of should, or any reporter ever says involving America, doesn't question this at all. It's just like, yeah, must be completely correct. There's 2,000 plus journalists in Cuban prison right now. Guess why this one isn't? You people are so gullible and regarded after regime. So she's a government propagandist. Of course she'll defend their leaders. A Cuban journalist living in Cuba being pro-regime under a dictatorship? Groundbreaking. No, he's doing on-the-ground coverage.
Crazy.
Don't you understand? The Cuban people are suffering. Stop. Gross. Oh my God, what a meme, bro.
That's hilarious, bro. Go back to that.
Suffering. Stop. Gross.
Nah, that's reality right there.
Oh my God, what a meme, bro.
That's what's
The entire
happening.
comment section of that post. You just don't understand socialism like I do, says college freshman to a man who's escaped socialism on a raft. Yep, pretty much sums it up. Back to Hasan's comment section. If you care about some human rights, but not all human rights, you don't actually care about human rights. The exact people who support terrorists who rape and murder people. Yeah, nice. And it's
Right.
okay because they're Jewish, obviously. I mean, nice. This is the average Hasan Piker fan right here. Very consistent, obviously.
Insane. Yeah, Hasan Piker and his fans be crazy as hell. Straight up. But tell me what you think down in the comment section. Hit the like button. Also, share the video and hit the hype button too as well. Going on, y'all. About to check out this video. And apparently iDubbbz is still out here tripping. So let's watch this locale make a fool of himself. All right. I'm going to be linking the original video within the description. Let's get into it.
Dude, it's so depressing. The amount of people, it is like 1-to-1 consistent every single time someone says cuck or like something related to like women or my relationship.
What's wrong with this nigga? It's like he be wanting to feed the trolls, bro. And is he still a VTuber?
Oh yeah, Fisherman Fence the one with the dog, dude. Fisherman, you need to represent like twice the amount of sauce. It's amazing to be able to post stuff in the chat without.
Hold on. It said, boys down to people who can't sustain a relationship due to personality quirks that need therapy. However, people who hate therapy because it requires change to actually work. The simp conundrum. Damn. Yeah, there's a lot of people that's against therapy. I don't see the issue with it. Fix what the hell you got going on.
Getting blocked or banned, you're in a special place. I'll let you know right now. Very unique.
Because not everybody has the ability to be able to process things on their own. So if there's someone who is professionally trained to be able to handle that and help you work through whatever you got going on, yeah, man. Definitely handle that, bro. Like, I don't see why not. It's going to just weigh you down.
Hey, I'll give you a heads up. Touch a Bag. Touch a Bag is new in our chat. Everyone, welcome Touch a Bag to the chat. They're having a little bit of a rough start. Their rough start comes in the form of asking about sticky lip syndrome. They're kind of harping on it. It's their own. They're struggling to not be antisocial, but sometimes it's hard. Sometimes you get into a stream and you're like, I need to just say something funny, but then you don't have anything to say. And Touch a Bag continues to be antisocial and weird. Okay. Thank you. Or no, that was later.
Is this what his streams consist of? He just sit here and talk shit about his chat? He sit here and roast his chat, and he not even doing a good job at it. Sound like you describing yourself. And it looked like you getting no sleep. Nigga, like, you good? You all right? Are you really in Anissa's mom's basement? That's crazy. That's different. That's a different lifestyle.
All right, Touch a Bag. I'm going to time you out. However, it's just a timeout. It's not an outright ban. You do deserve an outright ban, but we're doing things a little bit differently. So just enjoy the timeout and think about your actions. Cheek claps. I'm going to tell you right now, anyone saying free Touch a Bag gets an automatic sus labeling. So
you about to ban people for saying free some. Oh, this nigga is soft. You're about to ban people that say free the person that you just banned? That's crazy. That's crazy, bro. Like that's a little extra.
You're not helping your cause.
What cause?
See, you're also on your last leg there, pal. Okay. Chat today is fucking on one. I'm gonna lose it. Or are you naming a bunch of shit, guys? That's what I'm saying. Here, listen. I might need to just start nuking the chat. Dude. They're coming out of nowhere. What the fuck? Thank you so much, Maggie Miller. All right. No, it's chill. It's chill. I just need to get that made. I need to get 2 keys or someone to make me that sus meter so that I can just keep track. If it goes over like 50%, then I could start timing people out.
iDubbbz, you don't think that's extra? You don't think that's you doing a lot, bro? This guy here, bro. Like, what do you actually do? I'm waiting to see him actually create content. Shit, do a reaction, like, but just do it the right way. Don't just watch a whole episode of a TV show.
Why do you need to call a person a loser? You can just say you disagree with them. Yeah, but if they're a loser, I'm going to call them a loser. You know, it's one of these things where, like, if I disagree with, like, I don't know, 5% of what a person says, then maybe I won't call them a loser. But if you surpass that threshold, then it's like, okay, now you've gone into loser territory. Also, why are you clutching your pearls over loser? That's the most, like, softball thing I could possibly say. Seed, you've been marked sus since you walked in here, dude. That ain't a surprise.
Yeah, he's bugged out. He said, wait, he wants to make a list of people who disagree with him, who is sus. One now, yes. And literally for the people who's in his live chat in the moment, not other YouTubers, not other live streamers, but like, say right now, if you was to write that in his chat, he would be like, okay, Jack, I'm putting you on a sus list. Now you're on a sus meter. And what he's going to do is he's going to keep measuring how much you offend him. And then once you pass a certain limit, he's going to block you. Yeah, he's a cornball. He's a cornball. Block who you want to block, but damn it, you just doing it for people having an opinion. He said he was about to ban somebody just because they said free the other person he just timed out and banned. Like, he's bugging out.
Here, I'll give you a classic line that I invented. Oh, brother, kick rocks. Thank God the trash is finally taking itself out. Public library.
Did this nigga just say he invented kicking rocks? A slang that's been used, especially on the East Coast, for forever? No, he didn't just say he invented telling someone to go kick rocks. Wow. Ain't that some shit? Yeah, he definitely got a lot of Hasan in him.
Where you can just not return a book or a game. Listen, touch your bag. I see your giant copy pasta, and I raise you an additional timeout. No, obesity. I saw it. It's one of these things. If I already saw it, I just don't pay it any attention. I saw the Adam Friedland thing. It was all over my feed last night, so I'm just kind of like,
where's the actual content? Like, damn, bro. Like, should I start doing some streams like this? Nah, I ain't gonna start doing it. You know, imagine that. That's gonna be crazy. I'm just sitting here and banning niggas with the iDubbbz voice. Like, I'm your sus. Gotta put you on a sus list.
Like, yeah, my name's Jeff. It's whatever. I'm not that interested in it, to be honest. Adam Friedland is interviewing Clavicular. I mean, Adam Friedland's a cool guy. I like his content, but I gotta be honest, unless he adds new meta to the mogging situation, he's gonna brain mog him, okay? That's what he's gonna do. No frame mogging, only brain mogging. Who are those people? I'm unemployed? Yeah, exactly. Do you understand, obesity, why I don't spend time with that shit? Too many people who are employed in the chat. Dude, thank you so much, Wolfen. I was too lazy to time out Touch a Bag again. Oh, okay. You just banned him this time. Good. That's worth it. Yeah, he's having a fun time. He can go rub one out. I mean, that's fair. Get your bag.
Why would you tell him to do that? Like, what? Is that what it needs to tell you to do? Anytime you try to have nasty time, she be like, just the lotion's over there, nigga. She points you to the Jergens. She points you to the Vaseline, and that's like, why are you telling people in your live chat to go do that to themselves? That sounds insane. This can't be entertaining. There's no way. Well, he got patrons or whatever, people subscribing, so I guess people enjoy this kind of content. What is behind that door? I just noticed the light beam coming from underneath the door. This looked terrifying. This don't look like a good thing to watch. looks pretty demonic, actually.
I'm not famous, but I am.
This nigga can't tie his shoe without Anissa coming into the room. Like, I swear, didn't she say she wanted to be a content creator? What does she do? Does she have anything? Did she put out? Is she live streaming herself? Or does she think that iDubbbz gonna pull a miskiff, start hitting the walls and shit? Or do people not want to see her? That's probably what it is, because I don't want to see her at all. I don't even like iDubbbz. And she messing up the stream. She messing up the stream. He says power tripping like this. That proves power corrupts. I do believe power corrupts. iDubbbz has a small section of internet power, and look at what he does with it. Nah, that's facts. His content is arguing and reading troll comments and calling his fans losers. Yeah, that's weird. Look like he's in a garage. People are saying that he's in his in Anissa's mom's basement. I don't know if that's true. Oh god, she's off camera feeding lines yet again. Oh, she got the old fizzle. I definitely will not be looking at that in any way, shape, or form.
Infamous. For marrying one guy.
I ain't doing the reviews no more. I think I reviewed Trisha Paytas. I'll never forgive y'all for having me review that. I'll never forgive y'all for that. Like, what the hell? And I think Adam22 was in the video. Why? That was horrible. That was nasty work. Never gonna happen again. Y'all caught me the first time. Yeah, I ain't gonna have me watching Anissa. That's for damn sure. And then I see iDubbbz walk in the room. Nah, my nigga. Nah. Hell no. I'm gonna have to blind myself.
And ruining his life.
Oh.
Which is kind of...
I mean, infamy, I think, is kind of sick. It's a little bit, it's like kind of the edgy form of famousness. Yeah, it is. Whoa, she admitted to it. Clip it. She admitted to it. Clip it. Dude, it's so depressing. The amount of people, like it is like 1-to-1 consistent every single time someone says cuck or like something related to like women or my relationship. You go to their profile, it's either some like religious nonsense, like a Bible quote, or they're just insanely lonely and ugly, or a combination of all three.
You can't call nobody ugly, first of all. You the grandmaster of that. Sitting over here looking like, now you know what? I ain't even gonna tell you what you. I'm gonna get in trouble if I tell you what you look like. This nigga, but anyway, I almost got in trouble. Last time I did that, I got a suspension. But yeah, I don't think he has the, bounds to be able to call somebody ugly. And you, what the hell you talking crap about Bible quotes for? Like, what's wrong with a Bible quote? What's wrong with the Bible at all? I told you guys one of my dreams is to start a studio for Christian films. Yes, I am Christian. I don't try to force it on people, but I would like to start doing like short films that have a strong positive message, right? I hate the fact that people try to go after Christians so much, bro. Like, it's like really disgusting. What's wrong with having a Bible quote on your profile? God forbid you talk about God, right? Just weird.
It's quite depressing. We have a very weird comment. Low Cost John says, "What are you even talking about? Used to look up to how you didn't give a fuck about anything." Dude, there's plenty of people who don't give a fuck about anything. All right. They're called family annihilators. They're called school shooters. Actually, a lot of them do give a fuck, which is why they want to take it out on others. But if you want to find someone like that, there's plenty of people that are like that. So strange.
Wow.
Why the fuck would you want to like follow someone who doesn't give a fuck about anything? It's also just a lie as well. A lot of the people who are projecting the appearance online of not giving a fuck about anything, they give a huge fuck. That's like all they care about is like optics and how people are seeing them. So it's just a play.
Like he's describing himself. He's describing himself now in the old iDubbbz. I told you, I made like a video recently where I pretty much talked about how iDubbbz is always trash. I truly believe that.
You watching the YouTuber or streamer that seems like they don't give a fuck about anything. When the camera turns off, they give loads of fucks. It's just like it's a performance. I prefer to have my favorite creators to have zero opinions. I mean, I don't even think that's what's being.
I think also
it's just the opinion is that they don't give a fuck.
those motherfuckers that
I don't have feelings. I don't have emotions. That is the idea.
yeah, the ones that come off like that as well. Their biggest fear is having the end of blah 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 thumbnail made.
That's what they're scared.
Wait, somebody said I sound like I got. You talking about me? Oh, so how you doing, personal? I got hate in my heart? Wait, you ain't talking about me. Cause I don't think that's what I'm giving out here in these streets. But elaborate. I'm not trying to attack you or nothing, but I would love to hear your opinion on that. If you're talking about me. If you're talking about iDubbbz, I agree. If you're talking about me, that don't make no sense. Why does she go and open her shirt and then come back over here?
Scared about.
They would cry, and they
Trying
do.
to see you?
What happens to them, you know, at least
she pulling up
there's
a
like
chair. Why are you pulling up a chair? Yo,
a new person, a new apathetic like slop tuber who gets exposed or
well, you said, why are you sitting here ish on someone who I ished on? Wait, you defending iDubbbz? Oh no. You're an iDubbbz fan? All right, so what did I say that you disagree with? What did I say that you disagree with? Is your profile picture a Pikachu? What is that? No, that's not Pikachu. It looked like a type of Pokemon. No, he's a effing loser. Wait, so then I'm confused. Sound like you got a lot of hate in your heart. Yeah, I don't know why. So you must have been talking about him. The store hurt my ears. They play Jelly Roll. Oh no.
outed every year.
Yeah.
And everyone acts like they always knew it.
I know.
And it's like, okay. Yeah. Except you didn't.
No.
You love them.
Yeah.
Hey, Queen. Girl, you have done it again. Constantly raising the bar for us all and doing it flawlessly.
Thank you. I agree. Also, if you like the premise, Low Cost John, of like not caring and being apathetic about everything, why are you here? Yeah. Seems like you care. Seems like there's a lot of care in your heart. But you only like your entertainers to not care about anything. Rules for thee, not for me.
There are creators like that. And depending on the content that you're doing, I guess I get it. Like Mr. Beast, it would be very odd if he just started pushing his opinion randomly in the middle of his challenge. Like, hey, I'm going to fit 5,000 baseballs in this box. But before I do, I'm going to tell you who I want to vote for president. That would be so fucking odd and strange, nigga. Shut up. Introduce what the hell you doing. Get your ass out the way. I've been watching Mr. Beast Games season 2. Pretty entertaining. I think I might submit an application. He do a season 3. I'm signing up, nigga. Y'all want to see a villain? I'll show you a villain. But yeah, I get what the chatter was trying to say, if that's what they were saying. But I'm either or. I just want good content.
Poo poo pee pee. Poo poo pee.
Your life is everything. You serve all.
What the hell was she talking about? They look like they don't shower and don't brush their teeth. Yeah, I bet you they definitely did. Especially her. Especially her. So raising the bar from what the Earth's core to the next layer. That's funny. Yeah, iDubbbz is a clown. So is Anissa. For damn sure. She was listing her. Oh no. Oh no, she was listing what she was into? That's nasty work. Tell me what you guys think down in the comment section. Hit the hype button as well. Tell me what you guys think. What's going on, y'all? About to check out this video from Diesel Patches. And I think it's about Bonnie Blue. If you don't know who that is, good, you're not a degenerate. Let's find out who she is, though. I think I got some ideas for some commentary videos that I've watched before.
You guys remember Bonnie Blue Waffle, the woman known for sleeping with over 1,000 men in 13 hours?
Okay, I didn't want to say it. I didn't want to just throw that out. That's what she's known for. Like, out the gate. Why are we?
Yeah.
You nasty fam, you nasty. You nasty fam, you nasty. You nasty fam, you nasty. You nasty fam, yeah. You know your name.
Yeah, you thought you was gonna come back to some dancing, huh? Nah, you came back to judgment. No. He said, damn, BX, you judging her? No, I'm not judging. I'm judging her.
I did the challenge. I had no idea if it was going to turn up or if it was going to be a world record. The 1,000 was in goal, was the end goal, but was like, okay, if it doesn't happen, it doesn't.
I'm not trying to pose too crazy. Why is that a record? Who said let's make that a record?
Doesn't happen.
The woman who claimed she craves barely legal boys.
Dads, if your son has an 18th birthday on the 7th of February, then bring him along to London because I have the best father and son family gift to give you. Who knows? Maybe it's time you become a gilf.
Parents, you may have seen that I've been picking up your kids. What you haven't seen yet is that they've been dropping their kids off inside of me and on my bed sheets.
The woman who was deported from Indonesia for driving around in what she called the bang bus.
It's finally over. Adult content.
Wait, what? She know the original version of that was scripted, right? They wasn't just picking niggas up for... Yo, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Creator Bonnie Blue is tonight being deported from Bali, a court finding her guilty of a traffic offence. It brings to an end an 8-day saga involving more than a dozen Australians.
Seen here on social media cruising the streets picking up young men. The fine, a measly 19 Aussie dollars. But that was hardly the point. Deported and given a 10-year ban. This, the final act of a sordid story.
Yes, Bonnie...
I need to start giving niggas bans in America. Nigga, get them up out of here. And how young was these men?
Already has quite the rap sheet while only being at the ripe age of 26, so why am I talking about her today? Well, Bonnie has announced that after doing her latest challenge, where she had unprotected sex with 400 men, she announced weeks later, after that challenge, that she is now pregnant, and strangely enough, I don't believe her, while having 400 dicks shoved up.
She about to give birth to Freddy Krueger. Shout outs to the horror movie fans that know how Freddy Krueger came to be.
up your vagina increases the chance of pregnancy. The evidence that Bonnie provides to prove that she's pregnant is pretty faulty. And not to mention, she has a reputation of bullshitting everything. I forgot to mention this on Bonnie's rap sheet, but she's also known as the woman who lied about a pregnancy for attention and then defended her lie because she helped use the money from media outrage to help someone with their IVF journey.
I'm not pregnant. I haven't even hinted at it. Like, nothing has been mentioned. So the last 24 hours, I've hinted at being pregnant.
Wow.
It's pretty clear this smelly wiener liquor has no concept of morality, just a black hole that's void of basic decency and hygiene.
And she's mid as fuck. What happened to the old school porn? Because I'm not a degenerate. I don't watch it anymore.
Anyways, Bonnie seems to have run out of ideas to garner attention because she is now using pregnancy, again, as a way to stay relevant. Probably because she has reached the rock bottom of degeneracy at such a rapid rate that the only ideas left for her are illegal. Now, last time I talked about Bonnie's fake...
I might come on live stream and do some gaming tonight. I might just play some Stardew Valley though. Seemed like last time we tried to play Batman, it was all over the place, nigga. I might not have the good hardware for that. So we either gonna play chess or we're gonna play some Stardew Valley if I come back and live stream today.
Pregnancy stunt. She did have a couple of fans defending her because, again, Bonnie deflected the criticism with, "But I used my lies to pay for someone's IVF journey, so you can't criticize me because something good came out of my lies. Respect to you, Bonnie, for offering to help another woman/couple on their IVF journey. I think it's a lovely idea. People in this day of age just want to spread negativity and hate about everything that goes on around the world." Yeah, I wonder how much Bonnie's comment section has changed over the year, from her first fake pregnancy reveal to her second fake pregnancy reveal. Faking a pregnancy is the lowest you can go. Shame on you. If I had a nickel for every time Bonnie lied about being pregnant, I'd only have 2 nickels, but it's weird that it happened twice. Girl, you need to purify your tuna box in Lake Minnetonka. As you can see, this video didn't really do much to convince people that Bonnie isn't lying for attention this time. She really is pregnant this time, guys. This definitely isn't a shameless stunt again. As I noted, Bonnie announced this pregnancy within a YouTube video. A lot of it really is filler, but even so, it doesn't really take very long to figure out that the pregnancy announcement is fake. Again, how this vlog is filmed feels extremely staged, like Bonnie dropping not so subtle hints that she's feeling sick and her stomach hurts. We even get a shot of her hunched over on a toilet seat because her boyfriend or whoever just happened to have a camera on him and decided to record her throwing up for some reason. But the vlog doesn't really become straight up laughable until towards the end of the video, where Bonnie is seemingly getting an ultrasound.
What, is that the baby?
That is the baby.
That's actually amazing. What, can we hear the heartbeat or?
Too early to hear the heartbeat.
Why the fuck is he wearing a ski mask? What is
like
it? So the
lion, and it looked like it's too early to get an ultrasound, right? But I don't know. I'm not an expert. Some of the ladies that might be watching, y'all could tell me if y'all know. Or anyone who knows, tell me.
Doctor can't get in trouble for impersonating as a real doctor. Yeah, Bonnie's kind of late to the game because these types of videos are extremely outdated. The only time people were falling for this
it's like some J Station type. Yup. J Station, Ace Family. What was that other nigga? Daddy 05 with his nasty ass.
Shit was during the family vlogging era of YouTube when all these.
Even before that, bro. Yeah. People trying to get this type of bullshit off. Remember Morgs? Whatever happened to Morgs? Is he still alive? Y'all remember Morgs? I think one of the first videos I ever made was about Morgs. Where he handcuffed some girl to him. That shit was fake as hell.
Parents would clickbait and pretend they're getting pranked to create some fun and entertaining content. I mean, who could forget the classics, such as caught in the shower prank, or what about I lost my memory prank on boyfriend. He cried. The Bonnie Blue vlog kind of plays in the same way. It's like 90% filler, but when they get to the actual topic of the video, you can tell.
Well, what's the other one? I broke my boyfriend's PlayStation. Or I deleted all his career in NBA 2K. There's a bunch of those.
It's fake right away, except the family vlogging channels aimed for a much younger demographic. And Bonnie's vlogs are for adults, and the online climate now is way more aware of this fake outrage.
She got a boyfriend. Did I hear that right? Yes. I think that's a dude sitting or laying in the bed with a doofus.
Content than it was 7 years ago. Unfortunately for Bonnie, she has proven herself to be nothing more than a bottom feeder that constantly starves for attention and will do anything to get attention, like when she staged herself getting arrested just to put her name back into the algorithm. How do you expect anyone to fall for this shit now?
No, guys, I am actually pregnant. So, Bonnie Blue's breeding mission, turns out it was actually a success. Is it just one baby or two babies?
Just the one.
Okay, just one maybe. Oh, for anyone that doesn't know, Bonnie Blue's breeding mission included me sleeping with over 400 men without protection. Yes, he was tested, but yes, they did fill me up.
So you said breeding mission.
Yeah.
When was that?
2 weeks ago on Saturday.
Did she say? She said, "Fill me up." I already played the nasty song, right? Yeah. That's crazy. She almost got another nasty song. Yeah, that's crazy.
Given the size, it's likely it was conceived around 11, 12, 13 days ago.
That is actually crazy.
Whoa, that is crazy, considering every source I've read about ultrasounds have all stated the earliest a baby can be detected is around 5 to 6 weeks, and your doctor said the baby was conceived 2 weeks ago. Something isn't making sense here. Now let's pretend there is a possibility Bonnie is pregnant. It's still a lose-lose situation. Either Bonnie is faking pregnancy for views and attention, which is just downright degenerate behavior, or Bonnie Blue is bringing a child in this world whose mother will be Bonnie Blue. What a horrific punishment. The baby will have it extremely rough from the get-go. Not even just existing in the world with a mother like Bonnie Blue having to live with that shame every day. The baby would be struggling even before it's born. Just exiting the birth canal would be like an American soldier crawling through the trenches of the Western Front. The breeding mission was a success. Thanks, boys, for the cream pies. Now who's ready to be a daddy? Yeah, so Bonnie was apparently intending to get pregnant.
Oh my gosh, that's demonic as hell, bro. That's nasty as ever. My bad. Oh my gosh. Yeah, nah. I think I got sick when I just heard that. Oh my gosh.
After her 400th wiener, and this was all part of her master plan to get pregnant. Oh, but wait, it gets better. Bonnie seemingly collected the DNA from all 400 of her sexual partners, like she has a blood splatter trophy box stashed away, and she'll use that to find the biological father of her child. If you think this is real, or enjoyed this type of rancid, smelly content, I beg of you, please do not procreate. I will gladly pay for you to be sterilized. Now, what I think is going to happen is she'll pretend to look pregnant, pretend to give birth, and then rent a baby off of Craigslist or some shit to parade around for content because she has nothing else to stay relevant. And make no mistake, a baby will be profited off of at the end of the year, whether it's hers or not. I thought we were done with the piece of shit parents using their kids for content, but Bonnie just won't fucking leave. This is Bonnie's legacy. It's a pretty sad and pathetic one. Fake outrage content and fucking everything with a pulse. What a life.
Yeah.
You know this person?
About to play a catfish.
Do you know this person?
Y'all, this episode.
Hey, Jay's not playing a catfish reaction video. I used to love that TV show. Used to straight love that TV show. But yeah, that Bonnie chick is nasty as heck. Yeah, that's nasty work right there. Yeah. I would not rock with that. Good luck to whoever is dating that, and that's horrible. If she have a kid, I feel bad for the kid. But tell me what you think in the comment section. Hit the like button. Also hit the hype button as well. What's going on, y'all? Y'all sent me a video from Patrick CC, and I think it's about how Hollywood friendships are fake as heck. Same as a lot of YouTube ones. But I think this one's going to be more specifically about, was that Seth Rogen and James Franco? Oh yeah, Seth Rogen definitely left him hanging in the wind. All right, let's see what this is about, man. Hit the hype button, drop some comments. check out my other videos too as well.
The friendship between James Franco and Seth Rogen made them one of the strongest, most genuine duos in Hollywood.
But I do love Seth. He's kind of been there at important points in my career.
Their bond seemed unbreakable. That was until Franco got into some major controversy and Seth had a tough choice to make. He could stand up and defend his bro of 2 decades, the guy he made iconic movies and multiple millions of dollars with, denounce him, believe the allegations, and essentially prove James was guilty, or simply sidestep, stay quiet, and act like he had no idea what James was truly like behind the scenes. Somehow, Seth chose none of these options, and his response left everyone wondering if Seth really knew about James' alleged behavior, or if they were ever really friends at all. The rise and fall of James Franco was one of the classic examples of, when in Hollywood, you never really know who your friends are. James Franco was getting into trouble with the law as early as middle school, but in a weird way, it helped him get his breakout role in Freaks and Geeks. One of his favorite side hustles was stealing expensive fragrances and selling them to his classmates. He said, like in 8th grade, we started stealing cologne. We had like 30 bottles of cologne each in our lockers at school, and then we could sell cologne at the dances. It didn't get any better by the time Franco landed in high school. While he was excelling academically and developing an interest.
Niggas buying cologne in junior high school? That sounds nuts. That sounds crazy. Like, for her to be selling that frequently.
In the school theater, he still gravitated towards that friend group that would encourage bad habits. And after he was caught vandalizing public property, he actually became a ward of the state, or ward of the court, where he was put under the legal custody of the government. When asked about this later in life, James said a lot of this stemmed from lacking a clear identity. By the time I got to high school, I didn't have a
I remember that happened to me. I was in a group home though, so
thing. So I ended up just getting into a lot of trouble. Even when Franco got into UCLA as an English major, he still found himself dealing with an identity crisis. He finally decided to take matters into his own hands, dropping out of college to pursue an acting career, something his parents disapproved of.
I don't know. It seemed like they were very disappointed. They're like, well, my dad actually said you're being a fool, like for dropping out of UCLA and going to work at McDonald's.
What did he want you to do?
Well, if he could have had anything, I would have been a mathematician.
Luckily for him, his edgy personality caught the attention of writer Paul Feig.
The hell does a mathematician do right now? Like in today's day and age, I'm sure some kind of job, maybe even working for like NASA or something.
And producer
to be doing exactly
Judd Apatow. They were casting for a show called Freaks and Geeks, a coming-of-age story where high school misfits grow up in the 1980s. They picked Franco to be the group's.
I love this show, like with a passion. I wish it had more than like, I think it only had like 1 season. I wish it had like more episodes.
Bad boy, Daniel Desario. Franco admits that he basically got the job because he lived his character's life in the past. What they did on that show was that they just found a bunch of people that they liked and they wrote the characters around them. In retrospect, the casting for Freaks and Geeks was actually immaculate. Franco, Linda Cardinelli, John Francis Daly, Jason Segel, Martin Starr, Seth Rogen, and Busy Phillips all sustained long-lasting careers in the industry. But even surrounded by all these talented and like-minded actors, James Franco still felt like a bit of an outcast that nobody liked, until he met Seth Rogen, who became his first real friend in Hollywood. Franco said, "There was a point where most people on the show didn't like me because I took myself too seriously. I thought I was Marlon Brando or something. Then I pushed Busy over by accident, so everybody didn't like me, I think, except for Seth." And although Seth became a friend of his, I can't help but notice the strange way that they both recall hanging out back then. There was a period where Seth, Jason, and I all went to Jason's house, and they would sit at one end of the room and smoke weed, and Seth said he literally would sit in the corner. I find it interesting that instead of just saying, "Oh, we would hang out," they both recalled how James would essentially keep his distance from them. This definitely contributes to the aura of mystery surrounding James Franco.
Nigga, why do you gotta be knee to knee? I ain't trying to defend him, but that don't sound too hard. You know what I'm saying? No fun. Like maybe he wanted his space. He gotta have like niggas all up on him. It's a big ass room. Maybe I be wanting my space.
In the first half of his career, he was a bit of a recluse. He didn't speak much. He didn't open up. He wasn't someone constantly being bombarded by paparazzi, and it could be due to some internal struggles. He said, "I have a very addictive personality. When I was a teenager, I got over certain addictions, and that's when I started acting. At age 17, I really threw myself into it, and that became everything, to the point where I didn't even socialize." And this extreme approach to his job now would only get worse, to the point where it started ruining his personal life and damaging his reputation in the industry. But before we dive deeper, a quick word from today's sponsor. As I've gotten older, I sometimes think it's time to spend self-doubt. You can write Dr.
The hell is a sponsor? I ain't hating on his sponsor. Shout outs to him.
Of James Dean, about the life of a Hollywood legend from the 1950s. Even his buddy Seth Rogen initially told him taking on this role would be a bad idea, but James didn't see comedy roles as his future. To execute this role to his standards, he isolated himself from everyone close to him, especially his girlfriend at the time. "I got it into my head that I needed to be isolated, and so told my girlfriend at the time that I wouldn't be talking to her for 4 months. It did not go down well. We finally made a compromise where I talked to her for an hour a week on the phone. I know."
Hypothetically, if I had a girlfriend, imagination station, you would never know because I would never tell you. I would assume that would be a fucking no-go. Like, I just know. Just don't ask me how I know. They would lose their fucking mind. That's impossible. If I even had the goal to ask some shit like that, they would look at me like I was on crack. Like, excuse me? Nigga, you lucky I'm not in your shirt right now with you. What you mean? But yeah, that's intense. So the only serious role that I've seen him in was Spider-Man. That was serious? I was laughing the whole time. I was dying laughing. I could not take that nigga serious at all in Spider-Man. I don't know what it was. I could not take that nigga serious in Spider-Man. There's a few movies I've seen him as a serious role though. Spider-Man, that nigga was comedic as fuck. Maybe it's just part 2. That nigga was hilarious.
Longer do that. He also started smoking for the first time, going through 2 packs of cigarettes in a day, in addition to bleaching his hair blonde, learning to ride a motorcycle, playing the guitar and the bongos while reading books on James Dean. But Franco's dedication paid off, as it earned him a Golden Globe Award for Best Actor in a miniseries or television film, and an Emmy nomination for Outstanding Lead Actor in a miniseries or a movie. Franco wanted to level up from here, and he began auditioning for the lead role as Peter Parker in Spider-Man 2. But he was chosen as Harry Osborn instead.
The role is one where I have a troubled relationship with my father, and I think that's a very relevant issue in this day and age, and I'm all for exploring that, and if kids out there can relate to that, I'm happy.
James had a very serious, dramatic presence in his career at the time, the polar opposite of the happy-go-lucky smiling goof that his fans would come to love. This seriousness was building him a very successful career, but the methods he used to fully immerse himself into his characters were seen by his co-stars as unnecessary and abusive, like when he destroyed his working relationship with Tyrese Gibson in the film.
I actually like this. Was it a movie or was it a TV show? I remember watching it though. I remember it had them boxing and shit. I enjoyed this series.
Film Annapolis. The
film. I enjoyed this movie.
2006 film was about a young man from the wrong side of the tracks who realizes his dream is attending the U.S. Naval Academy in Maryland. In an interview, both Tyrese and Franco appeared to approach the roles differently. Franco seemed unenthusiastic, bored, and detached, while Tyrese Gibson was more passionate about the officer's motivation.
His character sees a lot of himself in Jake, and so he focuses on Jake just because it maybe sees his potential, but he sees that he's not completely fulfilling that.
There's a much bigger picture, and the bigger picture is I won't be in my position forever.
Yeah, I was going to say, it don't seem like James Franco even watched the movie he was in. Like, I wouldn't describe it as that at all from what I remember, but let's hear how Tyrese.
I have to go up, so someone has to fill my shoes, and I see that in him. I see that he can be the next Cole. he can be the next great company commander.
When preparing for a boxing scene, Franco would literally punch Gibson as hard as he could.
I don't know. Tyrese was a real douche in that damn movie, so I don't know. I don't know. Explain what you did to the black guy. What was the reason why you did him dirty, nigga? I don't know. Maybe I just felt personal about that.
Which clearly bothered Tyrese. He said, James Franco is a method actor. I respect method actors, but he never snapped out of character. Whenever we'd have to get in the ring for boxing scenes, and even during practice, the dude was full on hitting me. I was always like, James, lighten up, man. We're just practicing. It got so bad that Gibson couldn't even look at Franco when the filming ended. I never want to work with him again. Franco was aware that Tyrese was upset.
That's a lot of method actors do too.
Upset with his method, and strangely told reporters that he had heard Tyrese wanted to blow up his hotel room, but he also tried to clarify why they didn't work so well together. We've made up, or I've tried to make up with him. Maybe I was too into that role. I don't try to be mean to anybody on a movie. In the past, I've tended to isolate myself, and maybe people take that as me being rude or me not liking them, but it's really a way for me to stay in character. I really had nothing personal against Tyrese.
I like isolate myself. I'm over here messing my words. I isolate myself all the time, right? Even I remember working at a security job. I wasn't trying to fraternize with nobody, bro. And they hated me. They used to talk crap about me, you know that. It's just because I didn't want to fraternize, talk to people. I just stayed to myself, did my job, and went home. That's the type of person I am. Right, so I understand that aspect.
But I guess there were a lot of misunderstandings. And while you might think that this is just two guys being over dramatic, the reality was that James Franco's behavior led to him burning a lot of bridges, making people just genuinely not want to work with him. And besides his now distant friendship with Seth Rogen on Freaks and Geeks, it looked like the young actor hadn't made any friendships at all. He said, and then after like 10 years of that, at age 27, I realized, man, I'm so depressed. On the surface, my life seems pretty good. I have a career and everything, but I feel so isolated and lonely. But just as everything started getting dark for James, his old buddy Seth reached out and presented an opportunity that would change his career forever. Rogen was writing a movie with Freaks and Geeks producer Judd Apatow called Pineapple Express. Apatow told Franco that he should go back to comedy if he was so upset.
I'm a huge fan of Smoker films.
With his current career, and Franco accepted the offer. While they didn't know it yet, this would be the movie that made James Franco and Seth Rogen best friends in the eyes of Hollywood, only for that relationship to be put to the test when Franco would confront a near career-ending scandal. In 2008, the stoner action film Pineapple Express became the comedy of the year and stands as one of the most iconic comedy films of the early 2000s. It starred Seth Rogen as Dale Denton, a lazy process server who was constantly high, and James Franco as Saul Silver, a laid-back drug dealer who sees Denton as his best friend. The two get into a lot of trouble with a drug kingpin, and there are also a number of crazy side stories, like when Seth Rogen's character reveals he's been dating a girl from a local high school, which was just a joke, right? There's nothing weird going on there. The movie was a massive success for a comedy, earning over $100 million in the worldwide.
I think, if I'm not mistaken, the girl is of legal age. Was that Amber Heard? I think the girl's of, no, that's not Amber Heard. Well, look a little like her. But I think she's of age, but she is in high school in the film.
Box office, which is almost 4 times the
supposed to like show how much of a loser this nigga
original budget. As far as fans were concerned, most of this had to do with the natural chemistry between Seth Rogen and James Franco. Seth was a real-life stoner. He couldn't go 5 seconds without making a joke and following up with his signature laugh. Franco was the more reserved, chill guy. Like they got.
I'm not trying to keep pausing, my bad, but when they start talking about something I love, like stoner movies. Yeah, I was a huge Seth Rogen fan, and this is one of my favorite Seth Rogen movies.
Guy who smokes and just sits there and smiles at everybody else's jokes. Their chemistry felt authentic, almost looked like they had been best friends growing up.
You know, I've been preparing for this role my whole life, I think, in some ways, so I didn't really need to method act. James takes his job a lot more.
Because here's the thing, because you pretty much play you in a way, right? You know, and it's kind of an amplified you.
It's true. I limp in this movie. No, I don't even do that.
Versus versus this. You have to, there's a large transformation from the you we see here versus the you we see on the screen.
It's a wig. It was a wig.
It's a wig. He wore a wig.
That was it. That's all it took.
That's pretty much it. I put on the wig and the character came along.
After this film, fans started to see a version of James Franco they never saw before. You can see him try to open up a little bit.
To be fair, James Franco always looks like he's high on his mind.
So dramatic or mysterious in interviews.
I'm happy with the movie. Seems like people like it, and it's actually like one of the first movies I've done in a while where I'm like just like watching it with people. The response is really good and it's just fun to watch. So it's just a fun kind of thing.
Why this one?
Another
Why this comedy? Actually, I've been offered comedies before, but usually they're like kind of silly romantic comedies or whatever, and this was like the first one that felt like it was actually funny and be fun to do. So,
Seth, did you always know that James found him to be hilarious?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, when I met James, I was under the guys that we were all on a comedy together. I was surprised when he went off in kind of a more dramatic direction, if anything like that. I actually remember trying to convince you not to play James Dean. And I was wrong. I was wrong, dude. Yeah, that turned out well.
Pineapple Express didn't just bring James and Seth closer together, it also revived Franco's love for acting in a big way. In 2010, Franco's most notable project was the biographical survival drama film 127 Hours.
That's another serious film that he was in that I remember when, let's just say, my man had to slice and dice.
In the film, avid mountaineer Aaron Ralston must find a way to escape after he gets trapped by a boulder in an isolated slot canyon in Blue John Canyon, southeastern Utah. 127 Hours was well received by critics and audiences and grossed $60 million worldwide. The American Film Institute selected the film as one of the top 10 films of 2010. It was nominated for 6 Academy Awards, including
out they fucking mind.
And grossed $60 million worldwide. The American Film...
Nigga, do y'all think that was better than Inception? You think it was better than The Fighter? I like The Fighter, actually. In Black Swan? Okay, if I had to list those 4 movies, Black Swan would be number 1, Inception would be number 2, The Fighter would still stay at number 3, and then this nigga James Franco movie.
Institute selected the film as one of the top 10 films of 2010. It was nominated for 6 Academy Awards, including Best Actor for Franco and Best Picture. It was another film that cemented James Franco as a legitimate Hollywood star. He was celebrated for his willingness to take risks, as well as his range as an artist. And while not every movie they acted in was a big hit, both Franco and Rogen were in the middle of a career renaissance that made them household names. Franco's notable films during this time included a wide range of different roles, like Eat, Pray, Love, Rise of the Planet of the Apes, Spring Breakers, Oz the Great and Powerful. Seth Rogen kept making comedies while also branching out into dramas and romances like Observe and Report, Monsters vs. Aliens, 50-50, Paul, Take This Waltz, and The Guilt Trip. And all of this really culminated to the celebrity-packed comedy, This Is the...
I can't believe I went to the movies to see The Guilt Trip. The fuck was I on? I had faith in Seth Rogen at that time. I like This Is the End.
The end.
For years, we've been entertained by the idea of celebrities.
This Is the End pretty much tells you that they're not really friends. If you pay attention to the storyline, him and that other dude, Jay, I forgot his name. He's in The Sorcerer's Apprentice. They're friends, Seth Rogen and him.
Playing themselves doing supernatural things for some reason. I mean, like, there's always been, Larry Sanders Show and Curb Your Enthusiasm. There's been a lot of things where actors portray themselves, but we thought like adding in this element that's like totally surreal would really bring that idea to a new level.
Fucking hilarious. Especially like, that was one of the films that I actually had somewhat background knowledge on, because I was a fan of the short film that it's based on. And it went nothing like that. So, nothing like that. It was similar plot line, but it was him, Seth Rogen, and that actor, let me find his name, from The Sorcerer's Apprentice. Sorcerer's... I know that ain't how it's spelled. Messed up the heck out of that. Damn, it's been that many years. Oh yeah, Jay. That's pretty much his name. Jay Baruchel. I'm gonna just call him Jay. But yeah, Seth Rogen and Jay were like stuck in a bathroom or some shit during like an apocalypse. That was like the original premise. But the movie is about their friendship, not really Seth Rogen and James Franco.
Potentially. That's what we were excited about.
There were dozens of memorable celebrity cameos in this film, including Rihanna, Emma Watson, and Channing Tatum, who notably played Danny McBride's sexual gimp. When discussing his own role, James Franco seemed to act like a completely different person. He appeared to be much more confident. In an interview, he expressed his love for Seth Rogen as a close friend. And
I wanted to do it out, do it all over the walls. Oh, man. He said, you better not. You said, I'll do it right here. This is stupid. That was a funny ass movie. I like movies where it seems like just a bunch of comedians in a room just riffing off each other and just going back and forth. I'll put that up there with like movies like Life, Harlem Nights, where it's just like a group of comedians. The one with Adam Sandler is like that too, with the kids, Grown Ups, which is a bunch of comedians in a room just seem like they freestyle.
How their growing relationship was one of the key reasons why he became so successful.
Now, I wouldn't say that I'm like obsessed.
You said you didn't know it was based on a short film? Yeah. Because I think Seth and Jay might both be from Canada or something. Like they were like friends, like friends in the beginning of them in Hollywood. And that other guy that Seth Rogen be writing with, I forgot his name too. There's some other dude that knew him as a kid. Yeah, they both Canadian.
Obsessed with Seth, but I do love Seth. Really, from like one of the very first things either of us did, Freaks and Geeks, to now, he's kind of been there and at important points in my career. The beginning, Pineapple Express, when I feel like my career really did change, and I started to do things that I really cared about. And
however, shortly after this, rumors began to circulate that James Franco tried to get involved with an underage fan, and the mounting evidence surrounding the event was pretty damning. Seth Rogen had a pretty crucial choice to make: dismiss James' actions or defend his friend in front of the world. In April of 2014, gossip sites published messages between the then 35-year-old James Franco and a 17-year-old Scottish girl named Lucy Claude, seemingly trying to lure her to his hotel room. Yikes. The teenager was visiting New York City, where she saw Of Mice and Men on Broadway. It was here where she encountered Franco, who was performing on stage. At some point, Lucy and other fans swarmed the stage and recorded videos of the actor. Franco told Lucy to tag him in the video on Instagram. Soon after, she posted her interaction to her Instagram, and James began following her. Now, it's not inappropriate or even uncommon for public figures to follow their biggest fans as a show of gratitude for their support, but this seemingly innocent exchange escalated drastically. Shortly after following Lucy, Franco sent her several direct messages, asking how old she was, if she had a boyfriend, and for her number. It is particularly interesting how frantic the messages seem, asking multiple rapid-fire questions before she can even respond. The 17-year-old responded by telling Franco her age and that she was visiting New York City with her mom. At this point, Franco was clearly aware that she was not 18, and yet he still exchanged numbers with the teen. The two switched to texting.
Can I see you as long as you are James Franco? Oh my gosh, don't tell him that. I am. You're single. What's the hotel? Should I rent a room? April Fool's was an hour ago though. It's me. Yes, this nigga sends a picture of himself. Yes or no? Thursday.
Where he again
or tomorrow
spouted out rapid fire questions. Can I see you? You're single? What's the hotel? Should I rent a room? Before continuing the conversation, Lucy wanted to make sure that it was really Franco, so he sent the teenager a photo of himself. He also held up a piece of paper with her name on it. The situation made headlines when Lucy later shared her conversation with the actor online. Franco responded to the criticism with a strange, now deleted tweet, writing, "I hope parents keep their teens away from me. Thank you." With Franco's looks, success, and friendly public personality, fans didn't really know what to make of this. Some people speculated that this fiasco
the fuck is that supposed to mean, James?
Was a publicity stunt for his upcoming film, Palo Alto. In the film,
yeah, I seen that crazy movie. I seen that movie. Has a strong message though. He plays a coach for a soccer team that likes teenage girls. There's no other way I could explain that. That's what he plays in the movie. I already know what he about to say because I've seen this film. And I'm into like indie films and shit like that has a message. And that one is like about self-discovery and certain shit. It's crazy. It's a crazy film.
Franco plays Mr. B, a soccer coach who starts an affair with a teenage babysitter. The idea that James was role-playing borderline to promote a film is absurd to say the least. He did have a history of method.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Acting, so some people wondered if this was just a part of that process. Soon after, Franco appeared on the Kelly and Michael talk show to address the mounting allegations. It was incredibly awkward, and Franco uncomfortably tried to joke around and share a rant about the dangers of social media.
I just didn't, I was just feeling awkward. I didn't want to come on the show and just feel awkward. So, yeah, I mean, I guess, I'm embarrassed, and I guess I'm just a model of how social media is tricky. It's a way people meet each other today. But what I've learned, I guess just because I'm new to it, it's like you don't know who's on the other end. You meet somebody in person and you get a feel for them, but you don't know who you're talking to. And
this motherfucker's playing victim. Isn't that nasty nigga? He's playing victim. Like, yeah, man, I thought I could just hook up with someone online, And that's some shit James Charles would have said, bro.
Right.
So I use bad judgment, and I learned my lesson.
I don't know why famous people use. That sounds like something fell down. I don't know why famous people use like their social media as like a hookup site. That's very weird.
But unfortunately, in my position, I have a very good life, but not only do I have to go through the embarrassing kind of rituals of meeting someone, sometimes if I do that, then it gets, published for the world. So now, it's like doubly embarrassing. But
while this definitely was embarrassing and weird, this didn't necessarily address the full context of the scandal. Lucy was 17 and James was 35, and he was well aware of her age. To be fair, they never actually met up. And even if they did, technically the age of consent in New York City is 17. So in terms of the law, there was no crime committed. Seth Rogen did not distance himself from James Franco. Instead, he did what most people would expect of a comedian: make a joke about it. While Rogen was hosting Saturday Night Live, his monologue was built around this.
I remember we looked that up on live stream. There's like a map that shows you that most of the country, like of America, the age of consent is like 17 mostly.
Fake log documenting the events leading up to the show. For a punchline, he made a jab at Franco, telling the audience that he trolled
some true crime
him by sending texts as an underage girl.
Wednesday, 3 p.m. They read all the sketches out loud. I didn't feel like I did great. So, to make myself feel better, I decided to prank James Franco. I posed as a girl on Instagram.
That's crazy.
Told him I was way young. He seemed unfazed. I have a date to meet him at the Ace Hotel.
Seth Rogen's joke helped make the incident seem like a silly mistake by a regular guy, but it was also an example.
That's dark as hell. Super dark.
Of how the two had become best friends. It was like Rogen's way of standing up for Franco at a time when he needed it the most. The two of them were also in the process of releasing their most controversial comedy yet, The Interview. It was so controversial that the North Korean government threatened action against the United States if Sony released the film. Of course, this mostly had to do with its incorporation of the North Korean dictator Kim Jong-un. Not to mention that it ends with his assassination. It seemed like no matter what, Seth stood by his friend and continued to work with him. James once said that he and Seth never had a fight in their entire career working together. It was always smooth. But Seth has a slightly different perspective, because James really tested Seth's patience on the set of The Disaster Artist. James Franco's The Disaster Artist was an adapted screenplay based on a film called The Room by Tommy Wiseau. Ironically, The Room is known as the absolute worst.
The fact that I knew about the damn movie The Room is crazy. I was really into watching films just growing up. But like anyone that's like really into film, they know of this horrible ass movie that's so horrible, it's funny as fuck.
First movie ever made. It was all about a director who makes such a perfectly bad movie that he ends up becoming a legend. Rogen said that Franco was perfect for the role, as he is often missed.
In America, it's like each state has a different age. Crazy. I think it used to be worse, but certain states petition to get it up higher. But nah, that's why a lot of these niggas like within Hollywood would travel across state to try to get with some of these joints. Like I remember, didn't Onision try to do that shit too? Y'all remember Onision? I said that shit like that nigga was a fossil. But there was like a YouTuber that was nasty as hell named Onision. Kind of looked like this. Like James on the screen right now. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, he went across states to go meet some girl so they could engage in certain acts. And that might have been the case that we looked it up for. But I remember that being a big deal because he went across states to engage in certain activities, if I'm not mistaken. And I think there was another YouTuber named, what was his name? It started with an R. I think he was calling himself like Ren News or some shit. Some weirdo who he ended up getting exposed. And I think he had a girl come like to whatever state he was in for. So yeah, there's a lot of nasties that maneuver like that. They would go to certain states.
Misunderstood for his artistic interests.
And Franco, as someone who had done a lot of weird art throughout his life, constantly being misunderstood, misinterpreted, people thinking that the thought was great was stupid.
You said, is it worth the watch? Well, The Room doesn't have James Franco in it. So what he did was, I think he did a movie that's based on The Room. The Room is a film that was done by this dude that can't act, that couldn't get any roles in Hollywood. So he was like, fuck it. I'm going to just get some money and I'm going to film my own movie. And it was horrible. The acting is bad. The script is all over the fucking place. But it's funny as hell. So what James Franco, and I think that's his little brother too, and Seth Rogen, they did was they created a film about the making of the movie. So it's like you can't call it like a biopic, but it's done for comedy effect. The original movie is not supposed to be funny. The remake of the film or the making of the film is them acknowledging how horrible the movie is and why it's funny.
Film called The Room by Tommy Wiseau. Ironically, The Room is known as the absolute worst movie ever made. It was all about a director who makes such a perfectly bad movie that he ends up becoming a legend. Rogen said that Franco was perfect for the role, as he is often misunderstood for his artistic interests.
And Franco, as someone who had done a lot of weird art.
I've laughed at that. I did not hit her. I did not. I swear I did. He's literally saying it just like that. That's a whole scene, and he walks into the damn roof, throws a bottle. I did not hit her. It's the most cringe movie. So if you're into cringe movies that's funny, like Trolls 2 and shit like that, that's a funny ass movie. But do know it wasn't supposed to be funny. And then the James Franco version is like a comedy acknowledging
throughout his life, constantly being misunderstood, misinterpreted, people thinking that the thought was great was stupid and vice versa. It was incredibly personal to him.
But the tone was different behind the scenes, as Franco felt it was time to bring back the method to capture the eccentric personality of Tommy in a believable way. He said, I'm directing a movie and acting in it and playing a character who is directing a movie and acting in it. At no other time in my career am I going to do this again. Being Tommy off camera made everything flow easier in hindsight. It helped create an atmosphere on set. That being said, I didn't go so far overboard as Tommy. I didn't give bad direction. I gave what I hoped was good direction. However, Seth Rogen said he was getting irritated by Franco's refusal to break character. I couldn't deal with it. Straight up. For the first 2 days, people would come up and ask me, where's James? And I was always like, he's right effing there. But regardless of how uncomfortable this made people feel, it was a lot different from Franco's fallout with Tyrese Gibson. The Disaster Artist ended up being a huge success during the premiere, and Rogen was also won over when his grandmother didn't recognize Franco in the film. He said, "My grandmother came out and she just did not get what the F was happening. She was walking around like, I thought James was in the movie. I never explained it to her." It finally looked like Franco had found the perfect balance in Hollywood, being able to portray serious, dramatic characters with depth and using method acting to be fully immersed, while also making silly comedies that have fans.
He says, so it's not really a remake, it's more like a comedy behind the scenes movie. Yes. Yes. 100%. That's the best way I can explain it. It's not a remake of the movie, it's a comedy biopic. Right? So like imagine I made music and I made an album that was so trash, but I took it seriously that 50 years from now, someone did a parody skit about the making of an album that I made, about how bad it was, but it's a comedy. That's what they did. It was pretty interesting. I've seen them do shit like that.
Belly laughing, and doing all of this while still maintaining a close and unbreakable friendship with Seth Rogen. But just as Franco had achieved the perfect career and life in Hollywood, it was about to come crashing down, and we were about to finally see just how strong or weak his friendship with Seth Rogen truly was. James Franco ran his own acting and filmmaking school called Studio 4 since 2014. The idea was to bring talented entertainers together and embrace techniques that could make them Hollywood stars. But there was always a competitive angle, with the course ending in students getting together and making a short film to see who gets the chance to work.
Hey, what's up, Katarina? How you doing? How are you?
Work with James Franco.
That was really good. We just saw some amazing work. We really did. In 1 week, these people, they wrote, shot, and edited these things. Some great acting, great everything. Very happy with all this work. Now remember, one actor is going to be chosen to work with James and Rabbit Bandini.
However, this institution gave James direct access to hundreds of young, aspiring female actors, ones who were eager for his approval and for a chance at achieving their Hollywood dream. This power dynamic needs to be respected and handled professionally.
Nigga about to do a casting couch. These niggas is nasty. The nasty ass shit. I play the nasty song now.
Professionally, and James Franco having a history of pursuing teenagers made this a disaster waiting to happen. This all started to unravel on January 7th, 2018. James won and accepted a Golden Globe for Best Actor in a Musical or Comedy Film at the 75th Annual Golden Globe Awards. During the event, James wore a pin for Time's Up, the initiative to combat workplace harassment. While wearing the Time's Up pin at such a sensitive time in Hollywood seemed like
nigga was virtue signaling. See, opened Pandora's box with that fake ass woke shit she was doing.
The right move from a PR.
They got straws inside those bottles. I've never seen no shit like that.
Standpoint to win over the public, Franco unintentionally ruined his career on the night of his greatest success, starting with these tweets from a woman named Ali Sheedy. "Why is a man hosting? Why is James Franco allowed in? Said too much. Okay, wait, bye. Christian Slater and..."
The fuck? Why couldn't a man host? The fuck they got against me?
James Franco at a table on Golden Globes. Hashtag me too. James Franco just won. Please never ask me why I left the film /
I hate that hashtag, bro.
TV business. The woman felt that she had said too much and decided to delete her tweets, but she inspired others to speak out. Hey, James Franco.
Like the Aziz Ansari situation. That was fucked up.
Franco, nice Time's Up pin at the Golden Globes. Remember a few weeks ago when you told me the full nudity you had me do in 2 of your movies for $100 a day wasn't exploitative because I signed a contract to do it? Time's up on that. Now that you have a Golden Globe, why?
So, y'all got me sounding like I'm defending this nigga. I don't know what the going rate is for that. So you're saying, how old are you? Wait, what? Is this a grown woman that say that he didn't pay her enough? Let me hear it again. Maybe I misheard that. You had me doing 2 of your movies, $100 a day wasn't exploitive because I signed a contract to do it. Time's up on that. I don't know how much that you would get paid for that. I don't know if it was for one scene. I don't know if they were dancing in the background. I would have to know the full information. But yeah, I don't know if that's what's the normal pay for that kind of shit is. but I'm trying to understand what exactly she is saying though.
The full nudity you had me do in 2 of your movies for $100 a day wasn't exploitative because I signed a contract to do it? Time's up on that. Now that you have a Golden Globe, why don't you give speaking roles that don't require nudity in your upcoming films to the...
Why would you do that? It couldn't have been that bad for you to be like, okay, why would you sign a contract for that?
Dozens of women who have done full nudity and scenes in your indie films and art projects. Another woman named Violet said, "Cute time's up pin, James Franco. Remember the time you pushed my head down in a car towards your exposed and that other time you told my friend to come to your hotel when she was 17 after you had already been caught doing that to a different 17-year-old? To make matters worse, stories were now surfacing that Franco was using his acting school, Studio 4, as a way to groom aspiring actresses into having X.
Not them having a bed in the background. Why is there a bed in there? Like, I usually see like a stage or some shit in like these acting schools. This nigga why is there a bed? If all of this shit is true, this is a sick ass nigga, right? Let me just be clear. If he is actually exploiting these girls and using his acting studio as a way to recruit for his nastiness, that's a nasty dude. I'm not defending him in any way, shape, or form. In fact, let me play the nasty song because I just want to make sure that's clear. I ain't defending.
Yeah. You nasty fam, you nasty. You nasty fam, you nasty. You nasty fam, you nasty. You nasty fam, yeah. You know your name.
But now that I said that, and I got that out the way, why are you signing a contract? You sign that. If you're an adult, you're grown. Why are you signing contracts for $100 to be in films, showing off whatever? Like you're agreeing to this. You don't have to agree to that. You're selling yourself. You're doing that. You can say no. You can be like, nah, nigga. I ain't doing that. I'm cool. I don't know. Maybe they felt pressured or some shit, but why are you signing a contract for 100? That's weird.
One of the women who tweeted, Sarah Tither Kaplan, told the LA Times that the Time's Up pin was like a slap in the face and he unfairly leveraged his influence as a teacher. I feel there was an abuse of power and there was a culture of exploiting non-celebrity women and a culture of women being replaceable. When Sarah got into more detail, the story just got worse and worse, particularly when she claimed that Franco coerced her into doing graphic X scenes.
It was a lot of nudity and sex scenes that I felt were not artistically justified and were added in after the fact.
In May of 2015, a company employee sent an email to Tither Kaplan and her fellow sceners, informing the class that he just wanted to let them know that the films are now up on Studio 4's Vimeo channel. Sarah later discovered images from the film on at least one X-rated website. According to Kaplan, there was also a nude...
Because that's definitely is going to be what happens with any scene like that in any film or TV show or anything. So yeah, that's definitely. And you didn't think about none of this? It got me sounding like I'm defending this thing. I'm not. They didn't think about this when they agreed to do this? If they were all adults, why would they agree to do this? I'm sure they was aware of where it was going to go or if it was going to get posted. Are you surprised that a film got shown somewhere? Why would you do that? I think that should be something that should be like stressed in this moment. Like, stand up, nigga. No, I'm not doing that. I agreed to do this movie with these scenes, motherfucker. That was not in my contract. I'm not doing that. No. Maybe I'm tripping. I mean, things I say no to. What? Then I just say no just out the gate before a motherfucker make an offer. Nah. My bad. You was about to offer a sponsorship? No.
scene she filmed with Franco and several women 3 years ago. He removed protective plastic guards covering other actresses' private areas while simulating oral on them. Kaplan continued saying, I got it in my head pretty quickly that, okay, you don't say no to this guy. In response to the accusations, Franco made another appearance on TV. This time it was on Late Night with Stephen Colbert. During the show, Franco insisted that the accusations weren't accurate and that he truly wore the Time's Up pin as an honest show of support.
The things that I heard that were on Twitter are not accurate, but I completely support people coming out and being able to have a voice because they didn't have a voice for so long. So I don't want to shut them down in any way. It's I think a good thing, and I support it.
Franco's casting director, Cynthia Huffman, also came to his defense. James is all about...
What's up with this virtue signaling shit? You're supporting it. If what you're saying is true and they making it up and none of these things are true that they're accusing you of, why would you support the movement that's being used to take you down? That sounds odd.
Giving up-and-comers, actors and actresses, and young filmmakers a break in this business. Huffman said, I feel horrible that anyone was made to feel uncomfortable, but we went to great lengths to make sure all the actresses in the nude scenes felt comfortable and safe. From here, stories seemed to pour out of every part of the industry. One of them involved a woman named Hilary Dusum, who had taken a class with Franco in 2012 before he opened his school. For Dusum, the trouble started when she thought she would be a part of a short.
Okay, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Teachers, students, they're stressing that and not mentioning, is this person a grown-ass 33-year-old woman? So these are grown-ass adults taking this class and saying he manipulated them into doing scenes and films for a little bit of pay. The fuck are y'all talking about? You 33, you could say no. Am I being insensitive? You 33, you ain't learned not to sign a fucking contract? Maybe I'm tripping. Maybe I don't know. That sounds odd as hell to me. Not defending this nigga, but they got to learn how to defend themselves. Like adults is what I'm talking about. Grown ass adults. But then I'm noticing how they're putting the whole, he was a teacher. They got me thinking he teaching high school students and doing this. Nigga, why are you? As soon as I seen the bed, I'd have been out. I take an acting class. I see a bed on the floor. I think I'd have looked at the bed, looked at that nigga, looked at the door, and then started heading towards that shit. Like, I don't know what kind of shit is going down here. I don't want that kind of acting lesson going on, but I thought we was going to be doing Shakespeare, sir. But yeah, that just seemed odd
before
to
he
me.
opened his school. For Dusum, the trouble started when she thought she would be a part of a short film, only to arrive at a strip club. According to Dusum, Franco dressed them up in lingerie and asked, so who wants to take your shirt off? Apparently, when nobody volunteered, Franco stormed off angry. Dusum told the press, I felt like I was selected for something based on my hard work and my merit, and when I realized it was because I have nice breasts, it was pretty clear that was not the case. Dusum said, I don't think he started teaching with bad intentions, but he went down a bad path and damaged a lot of people in the process. And one of those people he damaged was 23-year-old Violet Paley, which would end up being one of the biggest stories in the news. In 2016, Paley said she connected with James Franco in hopes that he would help her with a script she was working on. As they started,
If that's true, that's nuts. So nigga, it's like, all right, we about to do this acting at a strip club. Tell me what you working with. Yeah, that's nasty. That's a sick ass nigga right there. If that's true, that's sick. That's pretty nice.
Started working together, she admitted that they had started a romantic relationship. However, things allegedly took a non-consensual turn when Franco pressured her into oral. I was talking to him, all of a sudden his was out. I got really nervous and I said, can we do this later? He was kind of nudging my head down and I just didn't want him to hate me, so I did it.
Looking back, do you feel...
And this is the person that's friends with the person that he contacted allegedly when he was 17.
Feel like you couldn't say no?
No, I could have said no, but because of the power dynamic, this situation was so surreal and I wanted him to like me.
While the relationship has ended, Paley...
Say no. Say if you don't want to do something, just say no. But also, trying to force her head down is crazy, nigga. That's nuts. That's wild. But definitely, if you don't want to do something, say no. Say that you don't want to do it. I don't understand. Let me know in the live chat or in the comment section what y'all think. And I'm not defending him because I just said the whole trying to force the arm shit is force her head is nuts. But say no, man. Like, I feel like we should start teaching that more. Like when you were a kid, they should no means no. Say no.
She admitted that she had a lot of trouble moving past the incident years later. In hindsight, she says she would have done things differently if given another chance. I would say, no, stop, get out of my car. She said the power dynamic was really off. By 2019,
So is it because she thought maybe that her opportunities in Hollywood would be messed up or something like that if she said no?
Franco went from being one of the hottest names in Hollywood to being one of the most infamous alleged predators in the Me Too movement. On October 3rd, 2019, Sarah Tither Kaplan and another woman named Toni Gao officially filed a lawsuit against Franco and his partners at Studio 4. According to the New York Times, the two women called Studio 4 a scheme to provide James Franco and his male collaborators with a pool of young female performers that they could
That's Hollywood, nigga. Hollywood's disgusting. You need to know what you're trying to get into. This shit is foul.
Take advantage of.
So if that was the case, I ain't surprised. Not saying it's okay either.
In their lawsuit, they claimed Mr. Franco and his partners engaged in widespread, inappropriate, and charged behavior towards female students.
If he on a STEAM list, I wouldn't be surprised either.
By their power as a teacher and employer by dangling the opportunity for roles in their projects. These actions led to an environment of harassment and exploitation both in and out of class. Franco's lawyer denied the accusations and called the lawsuit ill-informed. James will not only fully defend himself, but will also seek damages from the plaintiffs and their attorneys for filing this scurrilous publicity-seeking lawsuit. 5 months later, it was reported that the lawsuit was settled and that Miss Tither Kaplan.
Why would you settle? So it was a civil case? I hate that shit. That was probably the reason in her mind that if she would have said no at the moment, her Hollywood career would have been over. And since her Hollywood career didn't work out, now she's speaking out. That's crazy. Listen, I told you guys my story of when I was like young as fuck. I got a songwriting and production deal when I was like 16, and a lot of craziness and wild shit and nastiness I seen and was fucking offered, and I literally ran the opposite way and was not trying to be in that industry shit. I only needed to see some demonic shit one time for me to go, nah, I'm cool, I'm out. So fuck the career. You could do it in another way. Like, and I'm not going to make it seem like as if everything's a fairy tale to where it's like, you can achieve your dreams. But if you work hard, you can get in that field. There's a plethora of people that have been trying to get into the industry or trying to act or do whatever, and they didn't take shortcuts or try to do any favors or anything for people, and they were able to successfully get a career. Now, you won't be the biggest star, you won't be the most famous, you won't be like winning like billions of awards, but you'll have a decent career. One person I could give as an example is the actress from that movie Ma, and I think she was in The Help too as well. But she was acting for years without no credit. Shit, even Viola Davis, she had it from the mud, nigga. Viola Davis was acting for a long fucking time. So there's people out here that would just put the work in and not have the mindset as her, of her. There's a movie, I think it might be a Korean movie, called The King of Comedy, and it got made 2 times, but it has the same message. And that is the message, is work hard, keep your nose down, keep going hard, bro. Take the little side bullshit roles, not to take your clothes off for $100 roll, but nigga, maybe you be a janitor with no words, still get $100 or $50 something. I had a friend, he was an extra. I think if they used him all day, he only made like 200 or something like that. Shoot, I used to bounce at the club with one dude that was in fucking Daredevil, and he only got paid a certain amount. But you just do that, and he did his shit for I think 20 years before he got a speaking role, and he was a cop in Daredevil. So like, yeah, you got to just go the long route. Look at me, I'm a YouTuber, live streaming. My numbers ain't ridiculous, but I appreciate my supporters who are here. You know what I mean? That's rocking with me. Nigga, I'm gonna go the slow route. I'm the tortoise right now. It's a tortoise in the here. I'm gonna go slow, one step at a time. One step at a time. Every day I'm gonna grow. Right? I'm not trying to use the Hollywood cheat code. So yeah, these motherfuckers needed to say no. Like, the fuck out the car. Leave. Go do some other kind of film. Like, look at even Robert Townsend. Robert Townsend did a movie where he used fucking credit cards. If Robert Townsend, who's a famous director, by the way, when he wanted to be in the industry and he wasn't getting a chance and they wanted him to sell his soul, so he did a whole movie talking shit about Hollywood and used credit cards to fund the movie, filmed a whole movie, got it in theaters, and it sold to where Hollywood, even though he was shitting on them, and the message of the movie is fuck Hollywood, he found a way to break in on his own. Why is that never an option? You would rather let this man do this disgusting shit than say, I'm gonna get a bunch of money. I'm gonna learn how to write. I'm gonna write a fucking script and make my own independent film. Nigga, Kevin Smith did which one was it? Clerks. The first film, independent, on his own. I would rather build that motherfucker than participate in the bullshit. And that goes for everything. YouTube, music, fucking acting. If you don't want to play the game, create a new one. Actors are finding careers on YouTube, bro. Like, one of my favorite reaction channels is a channel full of actors that do reactions and give you behind the scenes information. So I don't want to say anything because it sounds like I'm defending Franco. I'm not defending Franco at all. In fact, I'm defending these females. I'm trying to tell them, fight. Fight the fucking fight. Don't ever feel like you have to fucking bend a knee or your head or anything or over. Fight. Go the long route. There's a whole fucking song about this. Y'all gonna make me play this shit and get a copyright, bro. Don't make me play this damn song. What? There's a whole song about this that was a hit single in the 90s with almost this exact premise. Hold on, let me see. What was it? What would you do? What would you do? City High. This shit was a hit single about the same thing. The same shit we talking about. This ain't like you defending James Franco. We trying to speak up for them. Like, don't let these niggas trick your fucking head up into doing some bullshit. Like, this don't just happen to female. I just told y'all I was in the music industry and seen some nasty shit and was like, no thank you. Mel Gibson went off in his own direction and wrote The Passion of the Christ. Independent. See? The Passion of the Christ is great. I agree. Because I love Passion of the Christ. That's a good movie. I'm not mad at that at all. But see, you can go your own way, go independent, and find success. There's a plethora. The Wayans brothers. There's a plethora of people that do
Lynn
it.
and Miss Gal had agreed to drop their individual
You don't gotta
claims.
sell yourself.
In June of 2021, the terms of the settlement were revealed, disclosing that Franco paid more than $2.23 million to resolve the two separate legal disputes. Although many cases are settled out of court and don't necessarily imply guilt, to some, the massive payout implies that he didn't want to take this to trial because there may be things that are found out that would harm him even more. And just as the heat appeared to be dying down for Franco, another actor named Charlene Yee spoke out regarding another controversy with him. In an April 2021 Instagram post, Yee said, "When I tried to break legal contract and quit Disaster Artist because James Franco is a sexual predator, they tried to bribe me with a bigger acting role. I cried and..."
That's crazy. I remember her because she does this thing where she impersonates a turtle. Like she did it on a late night show. That's crazy if this is true.
Told them that this was the exact opposite of what I wanted, that I didn't feel safe working with an effing predator. They minimized and said Franco being a predator was so last year and that he changed, when I literally heard of him abusing new women that week. Predators will perform empathy, gaslight, and say they will do better, all in order to protect themselves and continue to harm others. In another post, she said,
Mel Gibson isn't perfect. Yeah, he was wilding out, but at least he tried warning others. Yeah, that's facts. Yeah, man, Hollywood is a shifty game. I'm always going to be on the side of independence. Y'all know that. Me and my older brother argue about that shit all the time. I fully believe that us as creators, we could do anything. We don't need the system for nothing. We could do it ourselves, bro. So, like, we shouldn't be pressured to do something that we don't want to. Like, because then you're going to have people that have power that's going to be nasty with it, because power corrupts, bro. Power corrupts.
With white men saying it's not their responsibility when holding Franco accountable or when holding Seth Rogen and enablers accountable, then whose responsibility is it? Yee also added in her caption that Seth Rogen definitely knew about the whole thing, insinuating that he was equally responsible. Seth Rogen was one of the producers on this film, so he definitely knows about the bribe and why I quit. Seth also did a sketch on SNL with Franco, enabling Franco preying on children right after Franco was caught. Franco has a long history of preying on children. This was a crucial point in James Franco and Seth Rogen's friendship, because before, Seth could have just easily ignored it and said, hey, that's his business. But now, he was being accused of essentially being guilty by association, or maybe even enabling James's behavior. And it was here where Rogen had a choice to make. If Seth was genuinely a good friend of James Franco's, at seemingly the worst moment of his life and career, defending James would make Seth a loyal friend by definition, but it would also put him in a position where he could be canceled next, or worse, guilty of some crimes. But this controversy was just too big, and saying nothing was not an option. So a month after this Instagram post, Seth Rogen finally accepted an interview with the Sunday Times. And while people...
It's an ugly ass suit. That nigga look like Bizarro Riddler. That nigga look like Riddler's cousin. The questioner. The asker.
were expecting him to disown or defend his buddy, he gave a neutral political answer that is open for interpretation. Rogen said, "What I can say is that I despise abuse and harassment, and I would never cover or conceal the actions of someone doing it or knowingly put someone in a situation where they were around someone like that." He also apologized for the joke he made on SNL, suggesting that it might have aided in sexual abuse. However, I do look back at a joke I made on Saturday Night Live in 2014, and I very much regret making that joke. It was a terrible joke, honestly. When asked about their relationship after the controversy, Rogen stayed pretty vague and admitted that they had become distant. To fans, it seemed like they probably stopped talking altogether. Rogen said, "I don't know if I can define that right now during this interview. I can say it has changed many things in our relationship and our dynamic." Now, logical people would not expect Rogen to take blame on James's behalf. If Seth truly didn't know what was happening behind the scenes, even Franco would probably understand if he chose to distance himself for a while. But Rogen gives this perfectly vague response. He refused to support Franco, but also refused to deny or outright condemn Franco. After several months out of the spotlight, Franco finally addressed all of the controversy on a SiriusXM interview. He looked absolutely exhausted and explained why it took so long for him to respond.
At that moment, I just thought, I'm going to be quiet. I'm going to pause.
did not seem like the right time to say anything.
He also opened up about his relationship with alcohol in a way he never had before.
Along the road, of trying to get success and, climb the top of that mountain, attention from women, success with women also became a huge source of validation for me. The problem with that is, I'm sure you can guess, like any sort of...
You a grown-ass man chasing validation. That's crazy. You're a grown-ass man. Anyone who's an adult, you should not be chasing validation in any way, shape, or form. You need to get over that shit in your 20s or something. The earlier the better.
Drug or anything.
You should not be in your 30s still chasing validation. You just need to work through that. Go see a therapist.
There's never enough. If I get this, then I'll be happy.
But through it all, Franco denies that the classes he taught were vehicles to exploit women. He even claims that the course he called Sex Scenes wasn't really about sex. It was just meant to be provocative and keep students engaged.
To be provocative and cool, but like they're reading Melville, in the class. That's basically what I was doing. It should have been called, contemporary romance or something like that. It was a class where they did scenes about whatever their romances and their, what they go through as young people. So meeting people on, dating apps or breakups or, just a bad date, stuff like that. That's what was being done in that class. It was not sex scenes.
And despite Rogan seemingly distancing himself from Franco publicly, James had nothing but good things to say about Seth.
I love Seth Rogen. I worked with him for 20 years. We didn't have one fight. He was my absolute closest work friend, collaborator. What he said is true. We aren't working together right now, and we don't have any plans to work together. Of course, it was hurtful, in context, but I get it. He had to answer for me because I was silent. He had to answer for me, and I don't want that.
Seth Rogen was basically forced to distance himself because it was affecting his career, not out of some moral outrage. They were literally acting together in the 90s. The only thing Seth Rogen did was distance himself once Franco got himself into controversies to save his own career. Now, multiple years have gone by since Franco settled his lawsuits and he had his falling out with Seth Rogen. He was recently asked about his present-day relationship with Seth, and he said, "I love Seth. We had 20 great years together, but I guess it's over, and not for lack of trying." When Rogan was asked how he felt about something so personal becoming so public, he said, "I absorbed so little media that it really wasn't on my radar." So now Rogan says that James's extremely public controversy that basically ended his career wasn't on Seth's radar. But if it wasn't on Seth's radar, that would mean that Seth just coincidentally stopped talking and working with James at the exact moment his allegations became viral news.
Nigga, Seth be making movies and TV shows. Like literally, not even with him acting in it. I'm talking about as in production and creation. Didn't he produce like The Boys and all this other stuff? Preacher, like that other one that's on Apple. I think, yeah, he's creating his own shit, bro. Like if he's on something, I'm not focusing on social media because I'm over here grinding, pretty much doing what James should have been doing. Instead of getting freak nasty in cars and shit, allegedly, then yeah, I'm not gonna like say anything like about that. Is he protecting his career by not associating with James Franco? Absolutely. Absolutely. I don't think they were really friends. I'm telling you, if you watch the movie This Is the End, which I love that film, I watch that shit 1,000 times. That's one of my favorite get high or be on that green PG version of that. Be on that green and laugh. Like that's a very funny stoner comedy. But if you watch that film, it's about the friendship of him and Jay, not him and James Franco. James Franco is like shown as being super fake. So yeah.
And he was facing lawsuits. Or this is yet again another perfectly vague response for us to never really know the truth about their friendship. Sounds like Rogan is a solid guy keeping the trash as far away as possible. Not to mention the career suicide it would be to continue making movies with him. Honestly, good for Seth. I feel like it's so rare in Hollywood for people to cut ties with friends, even when people do deplorable stuff. I respect him for that. His laugh also brings me a lot of joy. While Seth Rogen didn't necessarily owe James Franco protection from the mob, you would have at least thought he'd be there behind the scenes. Now, if James was actually this horrible person and Seth didn't know, totally makes sense why he
was he behind the scenes for, like, there for him before? No, you just explained pretty much how he wasn't. Like, that James Franco went and did his own thing while this dude Seth was developing his skills as a, like, actual creator, right? And not just trying to be in front of the camera. That nigga made Superbad, bro. He made Superbad. The fuck, James Franco ain't never make a Superbad. You know how classic that film is? What? Seth Rogen, as much as like, I don't really like his newer films, but that nigga, he got classics under his belt, bro. He got classics where he's not even the star. Let me see. Yeah, Seth Rogen wrote Superbad, bro. You crazy? That nigga wasn't talking to no damn James Franco. Nigga, what that was a working relationship. Fans like to see them together in movies. I ain't gonna front, they had great on-screen chemistry as a comedy duo. But nigga, if your only connection is career, like how many of these YouTubers cut each other off? You see YouTubers that are YouTube friends all the time stop talking to each other once one doesn't, I guess produce the same amount of views or whatever. If somebody falls off, niggas will stop answering your fucking calls or whatever, or stop trying to collab. I see that shit all the time in the streaming world. So yeah, that's not odd. That's normal Hollywood shit.
be done with him. But if that was the case, you would think Seth Rogen would just outright denounce James Franco. Like, Seth Rogen is not one to hold his tongue on controversial issues. So because he never publicly disavowed Franco, that means one of two things. He was really good friends with James Franco, and
or he's hoping that once the cancellation dies down, they could do a Pineapple Express Part 2, nigga. That's he thinking about his coin, nigga. He's in production status now. James Franco's an actor.
He may have knew about his behavior or his tendencies and maybe enabled it or let him get away with it or just kind of turned a blind eye. Or maybe they were never truly friends and there just really wasn't anything beyond the surface of two guys making movies together. And this is the hypocrisy of a Hollywood friendship. 2 decades of stroking each other's egos, making millions of dollars and profiting off the fandom who ship them as besties, only for it all to get dropped in the span of a month once people start asking crucial questions of what was going on behind the scenes. Their fallout is a harsh reminder that there are no real friends in Hollywood. I think we can all agree that life was so much easier when we could just laugh at silly comedy movies and didn't have to worry about the moral character of the actors. This is one of the many reasons why we will never return to that amazing era of early 2000s comedy movies. But if you want to hear more about that, check out this video.
Nah, that's facts though. I used to love 2000 comedy movies. I still do. I go back from time to time and go rewatch American Pie, or there's this other one, I think it was called like Dead Man on Campus. That was a dark ass comedy. I used to love watching that shit. Super dark. Edgy as hell. But yeah. Nowadays, currently, people care about whatever your morals is. I can separate the art from the artist. You think I'm gonna stop watching Pineapple Express? Did I say Tropic Thunder before? Did I say Pineapple Express? I'm hard too. But yeah, I'm still gonna keep watching Pineapple Express. That's my shit. Tropic Thunder is another funny movie that you would laugh your ass off if you smoke. But anyway, that's my opinion on that. Tell me what yours is in the comment section. Hit the hype button. What's going on, y'all? About to check out this video from WestJet, if I'm not mistaken. And it's supposed to be about Valkyrae. Let's see what this is about. See what's going down in these streets.
Valkyrae is in hot water and everybody is hating on her. Her brother passed away and she sort of made it about herself.
I didn't stream yesterday. My brother passed away yesterday.
And
Why do streamers need to tell everyone personal? It's so odd.
I had.
It's just the way it is. It's just the way it is. Especially if you probably going through a lot, you might not be able to contain it, and you want to be, I guess you could say, extremely honest about why your mood might not be how it is or why you might go missing. Of course, you're not trying to tell the internet everything going on with you. But if you got a loss in the family, I don't think there's nothing wrong with like sharing that with your supporters. Shoot, I streamed almost during every major point in my life that has been horrible for the last few years. I just kept on streaming or kept on doing content. And I didn't do a I'm sad if it bad for me stream. But I did let people maybe even know what's going on. Hey, my mood might not be where it usually is, going through a lot, lost somebody in my family, right? Or I might talk about it in a positive way, like remembering memories. Like when my aunt passed away, I was on live stream and I just ended up talking about all the, I guess you could say, positive things that my aunt left me with and how she taught me how to love horror movies and yada yada, right? So I don't think it's that bad, you know what I mean? Sharing things, you know what I mean? What's up, Shellick? Tell me if I'm pronouncing your name right. How you doing? You said, love my streams? I appreciate you loving the streams. I appreciate you in general. I appreciate all you guys.
Like my meetings, and my mom called me and she's like, yeah, Mark died. And I was like, oh, shit.
She's not even a real human at this point. She's just a trope of leftist beliefs. I bet her brother just said something like abolishing police is bad and now she hates it.
It's harsh as hell. I'm not like a fan of her, but yee. What'd she do before this?
Forever.
Yeah, yeah. He had a really bad alcohol problem, and he had.
To be fair, if you were my sister, I'd have a pretty bad alcohol problem too. I'm surprised he stopped at booze, to be honest.
Yeah, so that was yesterday.
Damn.
I just felt really bad because I had like a lot of resentment towards him.
This creator's cold-blooded. Is this at the highest quality? Make sure. Yeah, nah, that's low. Yeah, this creator cold-blooded. Yikes. He went in. I'm not like mad at an edgy joke, but damn.
We did not have a relationship. I was like kind of angry yesterday because he just like didn't treat my mom with respect. He did not like my mom. And then my mom was like crying on the phone yesterday to me.
Okay, but why does she even feel the need to share this? I feel like I don't hate her or anything. I more so pity her. Anyway, chat, my brother died, but today we got a...
Is she going into a lot of extreme detail about negative things? Yeah, I can see why he's saying that. Like, just if she was on some, let's talk about the positivity of it, or like, not it, but of my brother, like the moments you've had. If you didn't like him, the hell you even? Like, that's kind of cold-blooded. You going in.
Cool Among Us lobby with my other Chinese friends. Yippee! Also, just to be clear, I don't think she's saying anything too crazy. It's just the fact that she's saying it in the first place. You know, it's slightly odd.
Didn't treat my mom with respect. He did not like my mom. And
yeah, come on. Yeah, she's ODing. She's ODing.
And my mom was like crying on the phone yesterday to me, and then she was like, you should forgive him. And I was like, well, yeah, I guess I have to because he's dead. Like, well, I don't know, this friggin' sucks. Like, I don't know, I was like angry, and she was like, no, she's like, it's okay, just forgive.
I definitely take back what I said about WestJet now. Like, if she gonna talk like this, you pretty much open the gates, man. The joke ain't that damn edgy now at this point. Like, yee.
Him, and I'm like, fine, I forgive him, but what the like, I shouldn't have to forgive him just because he died. I was like, okay, no, that's fine. And so I was just having a weird day yesterday, and I was like,
You know what'll make it better? Some Among Us with your Chinese friends. All right, relax, guys. I'm not actually a racist. I have Chinese friends. Well, you know, technically they're Korean, but whatever. China.
That don't mean you're not racist. It's like saying, hey, man, I'm not racist. My friend's black. that don't really mean much. That's like being called racist and posting a picture of MLK. Somebody actually did that I know of. I told him, hey, that's probably not the best idea, bro.
W Korea.
We never had a relationship. I feel like he never allowed us to have a relationship. After my dad passed away, he never tried talking to my sister and I again. So it's like, why? Like, okay, yeah, great. You passed away. Fine.
Is it just me or does this seem very personal? Like, why are you shit?
Yeah, she having a therapy session. Like, your criticism is 100% on. He's having a full-on therapy session, and I don't think it's needed. Right? Like, if you was just, letting off good memories, I don't think there's nothing wrong with that. Or just even mentioning it. Ooh, now you go into this detailed conversation about how you had such disdain for him. I feel like a conversation that should have happened with either somebody you know personally, maybe even your mom, or a therapist.
Sharing this, you know what I mean? Let your brother rest in peace. It hasn't even been one day yet.
Like, I don't know. I feel bad for his kids because his kids are actually nice to us. But it's like, damn.
Bro, the kids are mourning the loss of their father. The body is still warm. It's been like 24 hours, and they see their aunt saying all this. Bruh, take some advice from Smosh and shut it up. Anyway, there's quite literally nothing wrong with this reaction, lol. You don't owe bad people in your life anything just because they died. Dying doesn't make that person any less of a person. You know what? True. That's true. We don't know anything about her brother or the specifics of their relationship. But why talk about this? What's the female equivalent of shut up and dribble?
Hey, do you want me dishes?
Someone said Erica Kirk.
Look, I get it if you are not really close with your brother, but you got to think of the family here and the kids, even your mom, because it's still her son. You're a public figure talking about their father and how he's dead from being an. You're throwing out your family's trauma out there. I think that's very wrong. People are trying to confuse the idea that Ray is psychotic to she.
Good message, right message, wrong messenger. Shut your ass up, Ms. Kiff. Like, he just feels the need to jump on any drama he sees on the timeline to try to distract people from his drama.
Might have just be in shock of what's going on.
Even a broken clock is right twice a day, but like, come on, love or hate Mizkif, he's right. Very brave of Mizkif to watch this with the stuffed animals in the back. Oh, maybe the stuffed animals in her background triggered him, but anyway, let's move on. Anyway, Pokimane responds to the backlash she received for the way she acted towards her brother's passing.
Lose a family member that you don't have a good relationship with.
Pokimane?
It's very complicated. And for some reason, some people can't understand that. It's so weird. It's actually so weird.
I beg to disagree. It's actually pretty simple. People.
Was that Pokimane? No, that was back. Come on, bro. That's funny.
For the way she acted towards her brother's passing. Anyway, Pokimane responds.
I had to make sure I wasn't tripping. He's hilarious. That's funny. Look at dad caught up Pokimane. Had me really thinking, like, is that Pokimane?
That you don't have a good relationship with. It's very complicated. And for some reason, some people can't understand that. It's so weird. It's actually so weird.
I beg to disagree. It's actually pretty simple. People just disagree with you because they inherently have different values, and nobody's going to change how you feel or they feel.
It's not my job to make everyone understand.
At the end of the day, it's the end of the day, and I might have just had an Andrew Schultz level epiphany because, I'm operating strictly out of logic, and she's kind of emotional right now because obviously her brother died, and she's a woman.
Grief is a roller coaster. Yeah, it is.
And she's a woman. Yo, that's crazy. Oh, that's cold-blooded. When it comes to this, I don't know. I don't think everyone has to react the same way, right? I remember 50 Cent, and this wasn't even somebody that he was related to, but someone that he had beef with, the rapper 50 Cent, passed away, and he was joking about it on Instagram. And there's a lot of people saying, oh, you're wrong and evil, and I'm like, y'all don't know what he did to him. And in fact, if you do the research, he was connected to the person who apparently blasted 50 Cent 9 times. That's the best way I could say it without this video getting demonetized. So yeah, if you don't know their history or what they've, I guess, been through with the person, when you have a platform though, it's kind of a little grimy. But if you've had, I guess, whatever interactions with these people, who the hell am I to tell you how to speak about them? For one, I don't know her brother, nor do I know their situation with each other. And yeah, I don't know what kind of issue they might have even had. I do think it's a little cringe to even bring it up on stream, especially due to the fact that they're not a public figure, though. That's a little unless you purposely trying to make it content. I got an uncle that I can't stand. He's a punk. Soft as ever. Super soft. If he pass away, that nigga won't be a thought. I won't think about any memories of this nigga. I'll probably never mention his name again, nigga. And I think that's even more disrespectful. But I'm not gonna do a whole stream dedicated to how much of a piece of shit he is. I'm gonna do a video about it right now while he's alive, so he can look me in my eye. But he's too afraid to come to my house, but so he can see my eyes when I say you soft. That's different though. If he passed away, I'm not gonna. That's crazy. And another thing, my uncle's a bitch. Like, come on, this nigga's already in the afterlife, nigga. What is that gonna do for me? But also, no, I mean, if I wanted to talk about it or talk shit in general, I probably wouldn't do it online. But I'm not gonna be mentioning that bozo.
And I think I need to give myself a little more grace because.
Hey, what's up, Biggs? How you doing? To introduce someone to the night shift this morning and you go live this morning. That's fire. Thank you. I appreciate that. When I checked out Spotify recently, I wanted to like just hear my music. So I went and checked it and I put the beginning of my name and it showed me a bunch of things that people been searching. And y'all been really searching the Night Shift project as well as the Bam Bam beat. That's like a favorite on there and a lot of people like to check out. So thank you. I appreciate the heck out of that. And thank you for sharing it too, man. Real talk. Check out my music, guys, if you haven't. I'm gonna put out another project soon. I'm thinking more R&B or like more relaxed, like a sleepy type of mix. More of that. But more music for damn sure.
God damn it. People piss me off. A lot of people reached out, which was nice. It was really, really nice.
Okay, but the only person here you can blame is yourself, Brett. You brought this out into the world. Nobody forced you to talk about this, so like, why get mad at the people? As Marcus Aurelius said, when you wake up in the morning feeling like P. Diddy, tell yourself, the people I deal with today will be meddling, ungrateful, arrogant, dishonest, jealous. Basically, you're tripping if you expect Twitter to give you the best interpretation of what you're doing.
Go back to that because I love philosophy. When you wake up in the morning, tell yourself the people I deal with today will be meddling, ungrateful, arrogant, dishonest, jealous, and surely they're like this because they can't tell good from evil. That's some stoicism right there. I ain't mad at that.
Dishonest, jealous. Basically,
that's one of my favorite philosophies. I did start getting into the guy that invented the term angst, just because I relate to a lot of what he was feeling. I don't fully believe in what's his name? Is it? No, it's not. I was about to say Gustav. No, it's not it.
You're tripping if you expect Twitter to give you the best interpretation of what you're dealing with.
Only people that understand what it's like to have bad relationships with family members will probably understand. I don't know how to describe it to people. I genuinely don't. I don't know. I just could not believe how obliterated once again I was getting for not reacting the right way to my brother passing. I don't know.
Okay, but why do you care? You could say something as easy as 2 + 2 = 4 on Twitter and somebody will be like, no, it's 5 and the age of consent is too high.
It's so annoying. I'll never be able to get closure with him. Makes me mad.
Bro dies. How can I make this about me?
Why? Who was I thinking of? I was probably thinking of a different philosopher. But Seren. I never knew how to pronounce his name. Kierkegaard, whatever. He has some good philosophy too as well.
We need Dr. K up in this bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm genuinely don't
Never
listen
knew how
to
to
me.
pronounce
I'm
that
just
name.
jester maxing for
Read a
some
lot of
ad
this stuff.
revenue.
Valkyrae announces she has started freezing her eggs at the age of 34 so she can have a baby in the future.
The best time to freeze your eggs is from 30 to 34. So I was like, this is
You're
the
like, I
year.
gotta go.
I'm getting it done.
Didn't Ray just say like a month ago that she doesn't want kids because she doesn't want to fuck her whole career and everything? I know she wants kids. I know from talking to her she wants kids. I don't know why she said she didn't want kids. I think she just like thought that her having kids would hurt her career so badly that it's not worth the pros and cons of having children. And now that people are scolding her for being 34, she's probably like, oh, it's beneficial for me to have children now because everyone just attacks me for my age.
Proposition. 25,000 likes on this video and you will never see a Mizkiff clip again on this channel. We're about to break some records, but I gotta give it to Mizkiff. He puts Tectone's ex-girlfriend onto his stream so Tectone can't react to any of his videos.
Man, f*** you, WestJet. That ain't even my real ex-girlfriend. My heart lies with the Genshin Impact baddies, to who I goon to every night.
I don't know why people are clouding her for this one. I actually think this is a good idea, especially since she's like 42. Anyway, back to her brother, the empathy people. They have more empathy for people 7,000 miles away than their blood relatives.
Why is the voice for Tectone a pimp from the 70s? You haven't noticed that?
She really dying on that hill. Also streaming the next day after he died. Everyone in the comments calling her strange or heartless for not feeling deep grief doesn't really understand what it's like to have a complicated traumatic relationship with an addict in the family.
Yeah,
People love to say family is family, like that's some unbreakable rule, but it really isn't.
Nah.
You don't owe anyone automatic love, grief, or loyalty just because you share DNA. Relationships are built on how people actually treat you. If you want people to genuinely mourn you when you're gone, show up positively in their lives while you're here. It's that simple. Wow, this is how your sisters respond when you die.
I've had this same conversation with family members when explaining why I will no longer associate with them. I'm saying I've blocked these niggas on the internet, on the phone. There's a lot of people, blood or not. I don't rock with you. I don't want your negative ass energy around me. Right. So I get it. I get it. I think she probably should have talked to somebody that she actually, knew, like a therapist. Some get that off on there.
Guys, they make it about them, don't actually care, air you out publicly, profit. Women are incredible.
Hey, what's up, Jack? How you doing?
No, that guy is definitely trolling hard because no one in their right mind would compare all women to a Twitch streamer.
Because you are chronically not in a relationship, you don't want to have children, and they are living through a fake relationship that they created in their head through the stream. Stick to that. If you're going to farm Sims, do that. What, speaking ill of the dead of your own family member one day after when he has kids, it's like, it gets to a point, no?
For real, the guy has children. Really I think that makes it a bit icky, right? And again, a death doesn't impact just one person. So the fact that
that's the biggest thing that affects it is, the children. Lucky for me, my uncle's children ain't shit either. They trash human beings as well, nigga. Like, the whole bloodline under this nigga's garbage. Nah, I'm sorry. Not everybody. He has two of my cousins that are actually good people. Anyway,
she took this executive call, whether it's impulsive or not, just shows him.
Maybe three, but it seemed like they stay away from the family too. All right. So yeah.
Maturity. Then again, she is a Twitch streamer, so she hasn't mentally developed since high school, so math adds up.
I know math is hard. When you lose someone that you're related to that you don't have.
Yeah, why do her and Pokimane look so much alike?
Math is hard.
I know that's Pokimane. That's Pokimane on the screen, right? The fact that I could barely tell the difference is crazy. Is there like a format and makeup style that they used where it's like, this is what female streamers look like? They should not look that close.
When you lose someone that you're related to that you don't have a healthy relationship with, there are a lot of people like that, like me. And I think it's reassuring.
Yeah, that's the thing. I see what you're saying. You said crazy. Why even bring that up on his stream if she didn't get along with him? Yeah, I can understand that. Nobody knew who her brother was. I 100% understand that. And I agree with that. I feel like she just has some kind of trauma that she didn't get over. So instead of like talking to a therapist or like someone that she speaks to on a regular basis, like a friend, like a personal friend that's in real life in front of her face, or maybe a family member that she actually talks to, like maybe even her mother. Yeah, resolve that over there. Like resolve that with them, right? I think that's something you should do. Like, but then I don't really give a fuck about people roasting their family members online per se. If it's like a form of content and you're not doing it after death, that's crazy, right? Like if you like comedians do that, they roast their family all the time. If you doing it after death and it's like in a negative light, it's like you had some shit you got to get over, and maybe that you have to process, and you shouldn't have done that online, right? But for me, I roast my family members all the time. They ain't shit. I'm not gonna roast them after death. That's crazy. Because what about they kids, nigga? Like, yeah, that's nasty.
That there are a lot of people that
Y'all think she deserved the nasty song?
Are being empathetic towards my emotions. I'm really sad today. I'm not gonna lie. I'm really sad.
Now that I've come across,
why are you even still talking about this shit online? Clearly, you did not have the, I guess you could say, capacity to do it.
Cross is a giant piece of. I'm actually sad. This one's quite a doozy. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below.
Yeah, nah, she was wildin'. She was wildin'. 100%. Y'all said the same style? Yeah. I'm starting to notice like newer streamer females doing the same type of makeup, same hairstyle. It's like they know that this is, I guess, what a certain type of viewer would like. There's a difference between roasting your family and just being disrespectful to your family. I agree. I agree 100%. Yeah, nothing that I'm saying is trying to justify what she did. I want to be clear with that at all. But I'm saying I understand, I guess, her frustration or her having some kind of unresolved trauma. I just don't think the internet is where she should have handled it. So yeah, let's give her a nasty song.
Yeah, yeah. You nasty fam, you nasty. You nasty fam, you nasty. You nasty fam, you nasty. You nasty fam, yeah. You know your name.
Yeah, I definitely think she was tripping. 100%. She's out of pocket for that. Go to a therapist or to a loved one or to a friend. Like, discuss those issues off the internet. I don't think it's needed. Like y'all said, there's a difference between roasting and then disrespecting. So I get it. Says a blueprint BX. Nah, that's facts. Let me see one more time. If you was to switch her with Pokimane, I really wouldn't know. I wouldn't know the difference. You would catch me off guard. Where's that picture that had them both next to each other? Yeah, that was just that. There you go.
Oh, I know math is hard.
Yo, that's crazy. Yeah, it's the blueprint. Which is, ain't that kind of sad though? I blame the simps. Y'all letting them get this off. You could come on here with the female streamer starter kit and these simps will just flock to you. Like that nigga, what's his name? Is it Smeagol from Lord of the Rings? My precious. My precious. What's his name from? Is it Smeagol? Let me get it. I haven't watched that in so long. Yeah, it is that nigga Smeagol from Lord of the Rings, nigga. Think it is Smeagol. My precious. My precious. That's how they be treating these female streamers. Like, if you got talent, though, I don't think there's nothing wrong with that. I couldn't tell you what Pokimane does for talent. I heard she's a talented businesswoman. You ask her what her superpower is, she gonna say capitalism? Like, I couldn't tell you what they talent is. I don't know what Valkyrae do. Is she good at gaming? Like, I know she game, but is she actually good at it? She ranked? Or is she like those girls that was playing Marvel Rivals? Anyway, let's go to the next thing. Yeah, I do think that she was grimy for how she spoke about her brother. I get the family issues. I relate to the family issues. But like I said, I ain't gonna come on here after my father, father, even though he's a piece of shit. I meant to say uncle, but then I started thinking about, damn, my father too. But nah, I'm not gonna just dog him. That's grimy. I started thinking about that shit. Like, wait a minute, my father? He was a piece of shit, but nah, I'm not gonna dog my father after him passing away. Nor am I gonna do that if my uncle passes away. I think the reason why I got that switched up is when me and my uncle was arguing, this nigga said some shit like, I was like a father to you. I started dying laughing. I was like, man, shut up. Sounds stupid. Nigga, that's comedy. I should tell him you said that, nigga. I should do a video and tell him you said, father, nigga. I don't think I've ever got a birthday gift from you, nigga. Like, that's crazy. I don't think either one of my uncles ever gave me a birthday gift. But I think that was just normal in the family for them. But yeah, if they passed away, I wouldn't come on here and just start going off on them. Like, and then go beyond roasting too, where I'm just like shitting on them. I think that would be too grimy. With anybody. See, I don't come on here and violate my father, but yeah, I think she need to see a therapist, bro. I'm too fucking honest. I'm starting to notice that. I'm honest as hell. I keeps it real. Like the Dave Chappelle sketch. I had to think about this. Wait a minute. Who was a piece of crap? I ain't gonna get on him on like a live stream. He said Poke's superpower is, oh, that's crazy. That's her superpower, is the Slurpee. I haven't heard about her having a Gok 3000, but that would be crazy, wouldn't it? Both of them are terrible at gaming and really boring. The only reason people watch them is they have gamer nerd look. Girl next door. Oh no. That's trash. That's trash. I hate that that's like a trend. Where the hell's my phone at? Double check this. I hate that that's like a trend within the streaming culture. Because like I could just dress like this, have this in my background, and get simps from within this world to start supporting. That's pretty messed up. Like, you know how many of these like female streamers have animation in their background? They don't know nothing about anime? Crazy.